let's get started on your reading. So, I know today is a very important reading because a lot of stuff was happening and I was trying to get everything in order. I'm trying to fix my personal life. And I don't want to say I was met with opposition, but for every obstacle I was met with the remover of that obstacle. Right? So for every problem that appeared to be a problem, there was a solution. So pile one, somebody wants to make you feel like you have obstacle after obstacle because somebody does not want you to hold the position that you hold. And in times like this, where somebody would just wish you'd give up, wish you'd quit, wish you'd just resign, you keep going, right? You move forward and you do what has to be done. Now, there's something due. Okay. Another thing, I wanted to say something is due. You may have due payments, due situations, but the title for you, pile one, is Bet It All on Me. So bet it all on me is like you're betting on yourself, okay? Also, something, in order for you to receive what it is that you want, it's going to require you leaving a particular area. And I say this because right before you are transitioning into having everything that you want and desire, you have people, again, that are surrounding you that just want you to quit, like just give up already, right? Somebody around you, I don't know, I feel like you don't know this person, but they hold this energy of like, just give up already, just give up and quit already, just step down and resign already. You guys hear the sirens? Just resign already. And you're not going to, you're not supposed to, right? And it's like, resign for what? A position they can't fill? Let's get started on your reading. So, you have bismuth, level of alchemy required for this. This element is required for this level of alchemy. And then you also have, even the most dangerous tiger has a soft spot for his tigress. You have make love to me tonight and you'll see many future wars. And then you also have is in the details. And one more I'm going to pull for you. You have, don't tell me it's over. I won't accept it. I want another chance. Yeah, I mean, there's something about a purchase. You're about to make a stress-free purchase. And this stress-free purchase is going to let whoever this is know, the person that wants you to quit, know that it's all over. Something is done, right? So let's see. Upright. Yeah. So if you're trying to alchemize something, pile one, in a space you should not alchemize it, don't. And then I can also see this as somebody is trying to alchemize your efforts. Whenever this is, you're not supposed to be around this person. This is, if you notice you're just being met with obstacle after obstacle, opposition after opposition, that means you're trying to be successful around a person you're not supposed to be around. Okay? So even the most dangerous tiger has a soft spot for his tigress. That's in reverse. Make love to me tonight and you will see many future wars. That's in reverse. This is somebody that they just simply put, they do not know how to stay out of your energy. They shouldn't have been in your energy in the first place. Okay? And so because they know they're not supposed to be in your energy, what they want to do is they want to cause like, I'm seeing like static, right? Somebody wants to cause like this form of static, like brain fog, if you will, right? So somebody's trying to cause that level of confusion because they just want you to give up. But you cannot give up, right? And it's because you hold the power and the position that you do, you cannot. And I don't mean to say it like in an aggressive way, right? But you, part one, you cannot give up. Because I have a feeling the only reason this person wants you to give up is because whatever it is, you're right there, right? It's like seeing the finish line. You're about to hit that red ribbon. This person knows they don't hold a candle to you. You took off already, right? But you're right in front of this red ribbon and this person is doing every kind of mind F that they possibly can to make you doubt that you should be the first one to reach that ribbon. You put in the work, you did the time, you did the sprints, you ran, you had the endurance that they did not. Okay, so you're going to cross that finish line, you're going to break that ribbon, and you're going to collect that medal. Right? Okay, so it's in the details. What's in the details here? Illumination upright. And don't tell me it's over. I want another chance. I won't accept it. Yeah. This person... This is a very dark individual. And I'm not saying like dark like skin complexion, but this is a very like a very dark spirited individual. Don't tell them to see the good in anything. Don't tell them people can overcome. Don't tell them, because they're on mission to make it seem like you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you are. Okay? So don't tell this person that beyond everything they try to do to you, you're still going to be successful. They don't want to hear it. Okay? And I feel like this could be somebody from your past, because don't tell me it's over. It's like somebody knows it's over. Like something is cooked, right? I don't know why I have to say it like that. But something is cooked. Like the relationship, the association, this idea this person has in their mind that they got to go through you first. It's cooked. Okay, this is done. So let's see. In the details in reverse. So the military card came out. It says talk about the master that came to Jesus and ask about eternal life. Give up everything you have for a higher position. Yeah. This person wants a position they don't know how to handle. But, okay. So, here's what I'm seeing. Maybe they made agreement with someone, right? Maybe they made a deal with somebody. Hey, such and such that thinks that they can hold this position. They don't even have the body to hold this position, right? But if you could take this person out, you may get the possibility of having this position. And this person's like, oh, if I could, right? But there's a reason their boss said to them, or whoever hired them said to them, if you could, because the chances are not likely. Okay? So this is somebody, part one, the person who wants you to step down is somebody who has made a mockery of you, right? They're trying to make a mockery of your life. They're trying to make a mockery of your intelligence. They're trying to make a mockery of your spirituality. But the whole time they're trying to make a mockery of you, you know what they're doing? Your words are the asthma pump, and they got the asthma. They're holding on to every single, like they're inhaling. When I say they're inhaling your words, they have to hold on to every single thing you say. They're hanging on to every word for dear life. They want to know if something is working, it's not working. It's not supposed to work. But at the same time, the level of work that you are creating and the level of work you're producing, you're not supposed to do around this person, because this person is looking for every angle to tear you down. Okay? So, what is it? Like, what's being hidden from you that needs to be revealed? Because I feel like something needs to be revealed. So what is this? A complete and total ending to this magician. No gender exclusions. No one involved is safe. Yeah. Like I said. There's a lot of mind games gone wrong, right? And the most that happened was what? You got frazzled for like 2 seconds, and then you remembered who you were, and then you remembered all these solutions, right? Now imagine all the work that had to have been done behind the scenes for them to get you frazzled, right? And it still didn't work. Now, the fact that it's a complete and total ending to this magician, and I don't even want to say magician with the sense of I respect the magic tricks, because I don't, but in regards to this wannabe magician, let's call them the wannabe wizard, okay? The wannabe witch. The wannabe warlock. Let's call them the wannabes, okay? In the process of this, doing all of this to you, it just led you to get to a higher level of enlightenment, and it also propelled you to find even more solutions. You thought it was just one way you were going to get out of this, or you thought it was just one way to prepare for this. No, now you have multiple ways, right? You, like, again, it's a lot of corner energy. Somebody could literally be in the corner of their apartment listening to you in the corner of your room kind of energy. I mean, they're hanging on to every single thing. Okay? And so there is no mockery, right? It's only truth now. This is just the truth being revealed to you. What has been happening? Hey, you want to know why you're meeting this roadblock? Is because there's somebody in close proximity that's trying to make sure you have a roadblock. Doesn't mean you were meant to have one, part one. Not at all right? But It's a sign from the universe. Stop creating around people or stop trying to produce around people that just want you to fail. When it is time to give something up and let it go, give it up, let it go. You have so many other options, Pawan. And you need to know that. Because somebody is trying to make you seem like you don't, first of all, you don't know what you're doing. You're not as smart as you appear, and you don't know what you're talking about. When that couldn't be the furthest things from the truth. So what else is it that you need to know? Make love to me tonight, and you'll see so many future words. That's in reverse. In this circumstance, it's your heart that can overpower harsh logic. Nope, that's in reverse. This heart beats for you all over the world. I mean, this person hates you, right? This person does not like you in that sense of they don't like you. But what I'm seeing here is a lot of sex magic. So they don't like you, but they want to control your organs. They don't like you, but they want to siphon off of your sexual energy, your root chakra, your base, your foundation. But they don't like you, right? This is why I say, whoever this is, you need to get away from them and you need to stay clear of them. I feel like this is a masculine energy. So let's talk about even the most dangerous tiger has the most soft spot for his tiger. This person's not even dangerous. Like, and I need you to understand, Power One, how much power you have over this person. This person is a tiger in reverse. All right, so you're dealing with, this is equivalent to, if we're comparing it to animals, this is equivalent to a kitten fresh out of the litter that thinks that they have the roar of a lion or the roar of a tiger or the bark of a pit bull, and they don't. So, okay, this thing. Rewrite the story. Alter the past, then quantum jump. Yeah. Paul, one, remove this person out of your whole entire existence. You could do it. You know how to do it. This fake alchemist cannot. This fake magician cannot. This fake witch and warlock and wizard, they cannot do it. You can do that, though. Okay? So let's close out your reading. And I'm not angry with you, Paul One. I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at this whole situation, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Like, people don't want to just let you breathe. People would rather suffocate you or wait to try to suffocate you in your sleep than actually allow you to live your life. Your life has nothing to do with them. But they're watching and they're waiting and, oh, strike at this time and strike it during this cycle and this is pathetic, and this is a masculine energy. I gotta put masculine in front of this energy? I don't think so. Pawan, men don't do this. Especially if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Men, real men, they do not do this. This whole, I'm going to wait for you. I'm going to lay back in the cut. I'm going to hide in the bushes. I'm going to hide behind doors and wait to see if, this is not, I'm sorry. Sorry. But no, that's not my definition of a man. Let's clarify this. And I can see if you're doing all this, right? I can see if this masculine energy was doing all of this to try to protect you. I can see if they were hiding and they were in the shadows and but this is just straight up, I don't like the fact that you're here and I want your position. I want you to step down even though I can't handle your day-to-day. I couldn't handle your day-to-day on my best day, right? This is this kind of energy. But they want you off. They want you done. They want you in a space where it's just like, oh, well, woe is me. And you're not. You keep proving your resilience every single time to the point you have completely put an end to whatever this is. The fact that I'm seeing magician and no gender exclusions, nobody involved to say this is a group of people targeting you for no reason but the fact of what you represent. And yes, when you are somebody who is highly intelligent, you're of the light, you're going to trigger a lot of people because they don't know how to stand on or in this type of energy. They'll siphon it all day though. Right? But they don't know how to stand in this kind of energy. And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of guts. It takes the level of being in absolute solitude. Say, you know what? If I got to shift, if I got to remove myself from this false mask or this false identity in order to come into the person I'm meant to be, then that's what I got to do. These people cannot do that. They don't have that level of bravery. And if they do, they need a backing of people. So let's close out the reading. So, part one, you will be deceived no more. And anybody who thought to cause delay, deception, or they just wanted you in a space of, oh my God, what am I going to do? That's over. The same thing they put out for you is what's going to happen. And then, you know who's going to mock them? The same people that were on their side. All of a sudden, it's going to be like, oh, I thought you said you were going to take part one out. I thought you said you were going to be able to do this. I thought you said, what happened, right? The same mockery they gave you to your spirituality is what they're going to receive because they couldn't get the job done. They're not supposed to. It's not their title, not their occupation, okay? Close up. So, the House of Bliss, redemption forever. I just feel like it's your good karma coming in, part one. You just need to not be around these said people or this said group. Like, it's just, something's just done, okay? The card that came out, the decision maker card. I regret the things I said to you. Could you ever forgive me? You know, there was a meditation that I was doing, and this guy, he brought up something very interesting to me. He said, in regards to receiving justice, right, off of or from the person that abused you, because this is definitely abuse of power, this is an abuse of your energy, this is sexual trauma, this is everything in one, okay? But he said, I find that if you try to tell, like he found if he tried to tell his clients to forgive the person that abused them, that does not work, right? And it's just like, yes, you're forgiving for yourself, but what about all the memories and all of the trauma that is caused, that it's left in your body, right? So it was looking at abuse from a perspective of, just because they abused you and you forgive them for yourself, it does not mean that that is the only way to serve justice. Sometimes you actually have to, like, your justice would be surrendering the situation, whatever the situation is, to a much higher force that nobody sees, but you can feel every single day. And you got to release this, right? And you got to release this person, you got to release these people, because what's happening is they're relying on the level of abuse that they have given you to continue to dwell in your energy. The fastest way that I got out of poverty, right, which I'll talk about in one of the piles, even though I definitely do still have my transitioning, because it's been a while. But the fastest way out of poverty, the fastest way I got out of the projects of Brooklyn, New York, was I had to be grateful for everything that area and that environment taught me. Pile one, the fastest way for you to get out of whatever you're into, be grateful for the lessons it taught you, and ask yourself, what is it that I needed to learn before leaving this space? What is it that I have learned about myself and about others? What is it that the universe needed me to understand before I left? And why did I understand it? Why should I be grateful for this? When you start to ask very specific questions and you get your answers and you leave, you got to understand you're not ever going to have to deal with energy like this again. And you know why this energy followed you? Is because you familiarized yourself. It's like you had so much trauma building up, that by the time you actually moved out of the space that you were in, you kept familiarizing yourself with all that you knew. Pile one, familiarize yourself with people and places that you don't know, but you know are going to be for your highest good. Because something has to stop. This pattern that's going on in the mind has to shift. It has to change, right? And you are going to see a complete difference. So, forgiveness in reverse? No, because I feel like it's to the point now where a person is looking for your forgiveness in order to stay in your energy. Somebody is looking for you to have that compassionate, loving, caring nature in order to continue to practice the level of abuse they've been practicing. And that's exactly what it is, pile one. It's abuse. Yes, we can see it as jealousy. We can see it as envy. But when it gets to a point, you got a group of people trying to hold you back because they rather you fail than succeed, that is abuse. One more. Don't believe the hype, pile one. The card that came out was a decision maker card. I need you to know you mean so much to me. That's in reverse. You know why people care? Because karma is being served. That's your reading. Pile two. Warehouse Blues. Storage Blues. Right? That's the title of your reading. Now, the reason why I said storage blues is because, and I feel like this is the last bit that I have to get out. Okay, and so I was meant to do this reading yesterday, but I didn't because I had things to do. So I said, you know what, it's probably best if I do it today, which is Monday. So, all right, pile two. The reason I said storage blues is because there is a place that you go to that you are seeking a form of refuge. You're seeking a form of peace, right? And so when I lived in Brooklyn, guys, and I'm going to refer back to this because I feel like there is somebody who needs the story to understand that the situation they're going through, they're not the first and they won't be the last, but the story is meant to help them. So storage blues was when I was living in Brooklyn, the community in itself was just horrific. Okay. So if you were somebody who considered yourself to be a freedom thinker, if you believed you could be more than just a drug dealer, a crackhead, a prostitute, essentially, and you were not on the up and up or the people did not approve or you did not conform, essentially you were targeted. Okay. So I say that to say, it got to a point where I did not trust my stuff being in the house, right? Because I know for a fact, while I was away from my Brooklyn home, somebody would go in and they would do whatever it is that they're doing. Not only did I pick this up energetically, but I'm also clairsentient. So I'm able to, along with all the other clairs, right? So if I would walk in and I would feel the energy of somebody who is not a relative has been in this house. On top of the fact that they have been in this house, I would literally pick up the scent of that person. And the same thing with monitoring, right? Typically when a person is monitoring you in the spirit, the first thing you'll pick up is their scent, okay? So got to the point, I just did not feel safe. I didn't feel like my stuff was safe. So I got a storage unit and I put all of the important documents that were in that storage unit in there. And it was a big space too. And so by the time I put everything in there, I was just like, well, you know, now that everything's in here, it's just like I felt more safe and secure, right? The level of me not wanting to be in that apartment got so bad that I would go to the storage unit, I would arrange stuff around, and I would just start working on my laptop. Now, there were other places I would go, okay? I would go to the library. I would go 30 minutes out. I'd go wherever I needed to go. Do you know, pile two, these people would follow me wherever I would go. So I don't know, pile two, if you're dealing with a form of aggravated stalking or you're dealing with gang stalking. And these are people that will follow you. They'll follow you via cars. They'll follow you via on foot. They will follow you. And so I remember storage unit, I would be there and I would work on a book that I was working on because I felt like this book needed to come out, right? And it did. And I did show it to a person who, she had a book club and she would talk about the books that they were reading and she put my book in her rotation. But I remember coming up with this book and thinking to myself, should somebody ever have to experience this level of what was happening, they would have a guide, right? Even if it wasn't to the extreme extent, they would have something to look back on, to read, something that was going to inspire them to keep going, right? I cannot tell you how many times I have read my own book in order for me to just propel out of that situation. But there's a place you're traveling to, and you're seeking a form of refuge. And in that space, it may not be a storage unit, pal too, but in that space, even in the corners of that area, or the corner of that space, or a coffee shop, or wherever it could be, you are finding a sense of peace. And in finding even that little sense of peace, you are going to create something monumental. Okay? So let's get started on your reading. I didn't do a pre-pull in regards to your cards, but always remember, you are someone's dream partner in life. Yes, this is true. Legends and icon alert. The divine counterpart came out. It says, the tampering of this divine union has angered the gods, and as fate would have it, wrath. And it's time to let yourself be reborn and cleansed again. This is the Osiris card. So let me pull one more for you, pal, too, and I'll get started on the read. You two came out. All right. So the next card you have is, this person's wife is fonder of you than the spouse realizes. Use that to your advantage. And you have element of soul required. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck is smoke on this. You decide this person's fatal karma. All right. Part 2. Being cleansed and reborn again, being renewed, you're definitely going through a transition or a transformation. Believe it or not, part 2, I see that there was a union that was supposed to happen. You were supposed to come into union with your divine counterpart, right? Always remember, you're somebody's dream life and partner. Now, Legends and Icons alert is before this, right? So maybe you felt like, okay, I want to come prepared. I want to come presented the right way to my, divine counterpart, to my person, right? And so I just want to get a few things out of the way. And that's fine, pile 2. You got a few things out of the way. You're getting things done, right? So let's say, hypothetically speaking, in the process of you getting whatever this is that you were supposed to get done, would you believe that in the middle of all this, right, in the middle of you transitioning into the best version of yourself, you are already supposed to be with the person you have designed to be with, right? Because this is all about you manifesting the best forms, the best timelines. You were supposed to already be with this person. So what happened was the fact that the tampering is in the middle of all of this. So in the middle of work, in the middle of you coming into yourself, understanding who you're meant to be, and wanting to be with this person, right? In the middle of all of this, there was a mass interruption. What stopped you from being with your divine counterpart? Let's clarify this. What is it that stopped you? I mean, I know it's a person, right? But what is it that stopped you? What did this person do in order to stop you? Special forces and acute missions in reverse. And this is the robot card. I can see this as multiple things, which I am, so I'm going to mention. I can see this as a rewiring something, distraction. When a system breaks down, you have to take the time to fix the system. All the while you're taking time to fix the system or fixing whatever's going on in your mind, right? You had somebody that was using that as a distraction to pull you away from the person you're actually supposed to be with, and vice versa, right? This feels like somebody tried to use your disadvantages to their advantage, to where you don't end up with your person. Okay, now, why did this backfire? Because I can see why it happened. I see the energy of somebody wanting to be with you and they're not supposed to, right? I see that. You have book smart wool smiling from ear to ear. Oh, man. How to? Pile 1 may resonate with you, not sure. Pile 2, somebody is going to get a very clear message from Spirit that they are simply not the one for you. This person, I get it, right? We got to be delusional in order to get what we want, in order to manifest what it is we want. I get it. Trust me. I know this on a personal level. You couldn't tell me anything like when it came to manifesting. But this is the level of extreme here. No, you're not supposed to be with anybody else but me. And would you believe that there is a strong possibility that this person is already in a relationship? If this was somebody who chose somebody else over you, do you believe that this person is still in that partnership and they're looking at you like, no, you're supposed to be with them? Part 2, call judgment on this person, please. Because if you leave it up to them, just going to leave it up to them, just going to, cut cords to get them out. They're not. They're going to, the way I see this person just like trying to hook and bait you, hook and bait you, hook and bait you, knowing that they are not your person. This is low-key sickening. So this person does not want you to know that to your actual counterpart, you're their dream person. To if you're single and you haven't met this person yet, to this person, you are like everything, right? Whoever this person is that's just been playing whatever they've been playing in, like a disturbed Cupid. Whoever this person's pointing their arrows at you, shooting these love arrows at you, right? Because they don't want you to feel like you shouldn't have eyes for anybody else but them. The level of destruction. Some things you just don't mess with. Okay? Some people you just don't mess with. You just don't. You are experiencing the love of a high-ranking earth angel. Don't anger them. Part 2. Judith could be significant because I'm seeing from, what was it? I believe it was Temptation, was Judith, right? Judith and her mom, right? But there was something about like, that's when Judith was messing with Harley, right? She was messing with the billionaire. And her mom said something during prayer in regards to like her marriage and something about like the cooking or something like that. And then she was like, oh, how long are you staying for? It was like, oh, I done made her mad, right? Somebody wants you to leave. Somebody wants you to leave. This person does not realize the only thing that's stopping their karma from getting worse is the fact that you're still in the vicinity. Okay, so, man. Legends and icons alert. Let's move forward. So another thing is part 2. Maybe you could be a seer, you could be a tarot reader. Somebody does not want you to expose the level of infidelity, because if you expose the level of infidelity, they feel like their relationship is all over because you exposed something. The relationship was all over the minute they decided to lay in bed with another person. Okay? That's when it was all over. Let's be really honest about it. Okay, so let's move forward to Legends and Icons alert. So somebody is looking to blame. So part 2, it's like this person tried to stop you from coming into your union with your person because they don't want to see you happy. And the reason they don't want to see you happy is because they feel unfulfilled in their relationship. So what do you think they're going to do? Okay. So everyone is rich until you put that paper underwater and those deeds in some fire. Wherever you are, proud to, think bigger. I mean, bigger than that. Like, if you get to the point, you're just like, is this really it? If you have to ask yourself, is this really it? Is this what it comes to? Is this what I did all this work for? No, it's not. It's just a need to just think bigger, right? Think grander. I don't care if you have 2 cents to your name. I don't care if you have a negative balance. I don't care if you have lost a whole bunch of millions of dollars. think bigger, Baltimore. Because in thinking bigger, you start to understand why what you wanted to work out could not. It was too small. The lifestyle was too small, right? The level of recognition and reward that you are going to gain because this is what you're destined for, wherever you are, is not big enough. You got to think bigger. So, put some deeds in some fire, legends and icon alert. This could also tell me about like a certain home. A certain home, like it's like something has to be let go and burned, right? And it's making me think about that song, because we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Something has to burn, right? And not like literally catch on fire, pal too, but something has to come to complete and utter ruin for you to understand that no, you were not ever meant to be here in the first place. You got to think bigger. You got to just believe. There's a moment, right? Or you've probably had many moments where you've questioned, like, am I supposed to be thinking this grand? Am I supposed to have this much of an amazing, exceptional life? Yes, you are, because you're thinking it. You're supposed to. So, let's expand on this rich until you put the paper and transmute the hate and resentment into forgiveness. You're most welcome. All right. Let me tell you how karma is set up for this person. For every time they have held you back, for every time they think they can continue to hold you back, and every time they think they can mess with your livelihood, this person is going to lose a bunch of money they do not have, or they're going to put more up to offer than they were actually expecting. All right, so I'll give you an example. Let's say this person is in a relationship, right? They want you to lose your sense of stability. They want you to lose your house. They want you to be homeless. They want you to be this. They want you to be that. They want to have something to look back and laugh at. Ha ha, I did that, right? Just the thought alone of them thinking like this towards you, they lose money. They lose opportunities. They lose friendships. They lose partnerships. They lose relationships. I mean, this is like forget a highway to hell. This is like the depths of, this is Jacob's ladder to just destruction, right? And you can come from Jacob's ladder, you could either go up, the angels can go up or down. This is like going down the stairs and then realizing, I didn't realize there was a door, and that whole door, that universal door is shut. This is this, right? Because somebody has to understand, you don't keep messing with people and think, oh yeah, look, they have no opportunity to get money. Look, they can't do this. Look, they're not really that smart. And it's just like, they think they can keep all their riches. They can't. Somebody thinks they can keep their sense of livelihood, their luxurious, lavish lifestyle, because of, look at all the stuff they're doing to you, and look at all the people they put against you, and they can't, they're losing it, right? So it's just like, okay, you want to transmute this energy of losing everything you've got? Say something positive. When people are operating in such darkness that they can't even say something nice about you, let alone themselves, oh, they're the writers of their own karma. This is their script playing out, right? But the reason why they don't think it's their script playing out is because they were so fixated on you and tearing you down. What can I do to go after you, right? What can I do to make a mockery of you? What can I do to make a whole mess of your absolute total existence? So the universe is looking at this person. The universe is like, okay, well, do they have a right to write this script in such a way? Oh, no? Okay, well, every question they're asking, I'm going to put it back on them. They can't handle it, right? So let's see. So now you make the Grinches of the world want to be Care Bears. Was that before or after they realized you were nothing to play with? I'm curious, right? Even though it was unclear what happened, you are not wrong. Paul, you're not wrong. You're not. It's just, I feel like you are somebody's lesson. I feel like you are going to be somebody's life lesson of what to do and what not to do, just because you feel like you're placed in a position of higher authority. This was somebody who looked at you and thought, okay, they can have a higher authority over you. This is somebody that looked at you and thought, oh, this Paltu's way too happy. Paltu's way too free. Paltu's just doing whatever they want. They looked at you like that, not realizing it's like the outside looking in, right? There's so much this person did not see about you, but that's okay. I don't think they were supposed to, because I think that this was their test. Now, the tempering of this divine union is angered the gods. Ask yourself, how do you open the door, not who locked it? Yeah, at this point, Paltu, don't look for a name, don't look for a face, don't look for, I want to pass by this person. No, don't even look for that. Don't even. At this point, pile 2, somebody put blockages in your path. Why is it? I was like, ask yourself the question, why was I able to find so many solutions in order to open the doors that felt like they were locked, right? And it made me think about a post that I saw on Instagram where a famous musician was talking about all the greats came through him, right? The best of the best musicians, they came through him. But the reason why he wasn't upset when somebody stole his, or utilized his work or stole his work, was because it allowed him to get through a door that had been locked for so long. Okay, so Paltu, somebody was stealing your work. Somebody was stealing your level of creativity. Somebody was stealing your credibility because they wanted the credit, right? Who are you? Who are you, Paltu, to have all these gifts and abilities and ideas? Who are you to do? I want it, right? It's so easy. What you do is so easy. I want it now. This is how this person was thinking. And they thought they could have it. And who knows? Maybe this was a whole couple thing. Maybe there was a couple who thought they could just take everything away from you because, you don't have anybody else. Paltu, they were wrongly mistaken, right? And in them stealing your work, it actually highlights who you are. And on top of that, you get to bring the best of the best now. It's not just you. It's the people who's coming up behind you, who are inspired by you. And they are living in their authenticity. Hey, right? I don't even want to say that this is a catch-22. Because really, all this time, even when you were facing what felt like disadvantages, all this time, this was just working to your advantage. So, thank this couple. Not in person, but thank them. Now, turn to the light in order to stop fighting the darkness. Yeah. So, this is under being cleansed, right? And as my intuition's telling me, if you would just let go, right? Paltu, if you would just let go, if you would just for a second, just take your hands off of this idea that it has to be a certain way, it has to go a certain way, this has to be done this way, or it's not going to work, it can't work. If you would just take your hand off of it and just let all of this play out, you're going to see this pans out better than you expected. I'm telling you. And there's something about Hema, right? The symbol for protection. If you would just pull back a second and just see how, even when they thought they were stealing something from you, how this protected you in so many ways. Man. So cleansed and reborn again. Let it go. This idea of something has to happen a certain way. Somebody has to get a particular level of justice. You decide this person's fatal karma, right? But don't do it from a space of rage, anger, right? Don't do it from a space of frustration. Sometimes, just surrender. Because I have a feeling whoever this is, this is probably your last test. And the universe is just, it's just like one more question, pile two. And I promise you're going to get 100%. I promise you're going to pass. Just one more question, one more test, and just do this the right way and do this the most efficient, effective way. And we swear we'll let you go, right? So, pile two. Elemental soul required. Even if somebody thought they were taking something from you, right? Oh my gosh. Wait till you hear what comes out. Even if somebody thought they were taking something from you, right? And so let's say they wanted the money. Because I have a feeling whoever this couple is, they're going to get put on a spot. Oh yeah? You are pile two? You are who you're claiming to be? All right. Then pull out these cards. Show me this. Oh, well, funny story. I don't have my cards right now. Oh yeah? What a coincidence, right? If you are who you say you are, then come and see me in person. Let me fly you out in person so you can break down just the process of just how your mind works. Oh, I can't do that. I like to stay private, right? Whatever this is, somebody gets utterly, totally exposed. Somebody gets completely exposed, and they get exposed by the artist themselves. You don't even have to. The way this musician came, he was like, did you know I was the one that did X, Y, and Z? He said, I didn't care because look at the best that I brought with me on tour with me. Look at who I was able to tour with before they became who they actually were. Look at who I took out of like all the other people that just wanted a chance. They wanted to be seen. They wanted to be heard. Look who I carried in with me. And look how we're about to change history. Look what happened. Yeah, I'm glad that door shut, because then automatically, because somebody stole that work, the door's open for me, right? You got to see it like that, pal, too. So look at the cards that came out. I mean, you can't see it, right? But the cards that came out was, get some rest for now. It's been a long time coming. Safe travels are forever ahead. And new team, new spouse, new life, everything new. Clean slate and history dates. Pile two. Pile two. That's the power of your soul. When your soul speaks, right? When your soul speaks to omnipresence, to that oneness, that divine consciousness already residing in you. That's what happens when you speak. You speak on a soul level. It gets to the point people know for a fact. Somebody can walk like you, talk like you, look like you, dress like you, do their hair like you. They know for a fact that that is a replica walking. That is not the real deal. That's not an original. Somebody thought they were you and they thought they could be the original. Like, listen to that sentence, Paltu. Somebody thought they could be the original. Right? So you can pretty much tell where their mind is at. Okay, let's close out your reading. They do not move forward unless they get permission from you and their team. That's the judgment. All right. So, Pal 2, could you imagine if you had the kind of mindset where you thought like, all right, for every time you held me back a step, I want you to move back 20 steps. Every time you held me back a mile, I want you to be held back for 80 miles at a time. Spiritually, physically, energetically, mentally, however it needs to go. Could you imagine if you thought like that for this guy? You would annihilate this couple. You would annihilate whoever this is. All right. So for all the years that you thought you were going to hold me back or stagnate my life, I'm going to turn it into dog years, right? So for every year you held me back, I want you to be held back 5 years. 5 years human time. And I want it to feel like in such a way, your stagnation is happening so fast that you would swear it was just a year that passed by, but it was 5 years. The way you can now alter somebody's timeline because they tried to hold you back from your highest one, it's unreal. But did you ask this couple? Did you ask these people? Did you ask anybody to hold you back? Did you ask somebody to put you in a frame and say, stay still forever? You didn't ask for that. So it's okay, Pao, too, if you have some boundaries. It's okay if you say enough is enough. It's absolutely okay. It's okay if you reclaim and take your power back. You're supposed to do that. In fact, I have a feeling that's exactly what this lesson was for. You to reclaim your power, you to set firm boundaries, and for you to decide, hey, you know what? If we're going to make this fair and just, if this is a game we're really playing, then I want to set it to my rules now, because you guys have been setting it for your rules for God knows how long. I want to flip the script. I want to set the rules to this game, and I want to rig it to win. So yeah, I'm going to hold you back 10 more years. I'm going to hold you back 20 years. How many years did you hold me back? Okay, let's double that for you. Oh, you're not going to be here long enough? By that time, you'll be 203? Okay, so let's travel it down the family line. You could be that vicious if you wanted to, Pal, too. And nobody would call it malicious. And if somebody calls it malicious, where they would call it malicious, the universe is going to call it justice. That's your reading. Okay, Pal 3. Let's get started on your reading. This is a guided destiny helper, right? So the title for your reading is Hi, My Sam. I'm going to tell you why I titled it. Because right before I left New York, I came across a very beautiful being. This was, I swear, an earth angel in the flesh, right? And so I feel like she was just, it couldn't have happened. This could not have happened. Me moving, me not looking back, could not have happened without her, right? And so when I met her energy was so refreshing that I was almost like skeptical. I was like, no way. This is somebody just like me. What? But just like me in like a high vibrational way, right? She had her moments, but she was like the definition, like the epitome of like Brooklyn, right? And she was like so classy, so brash. She could be playful, but she was also no nonsense, right? You could be something or someone, Pal 3, that's into fashion, right? So, or a fashion, something about merchandise, like merchandising, right? But anywho, right when I was about to lose awful, this girl comes in and she's just like, automatically, she's just breaking my walls down, right? So I had to get these readings. I was just like, God, who is this girl? Who is this woman? And she actually cleared. It was just like I felt like a destiny helper. Now, I've met a lot of destiny helpers in my life, but this was like none other. So remember there was a moment where I was just talking to her and whoever this destiny helper is, they're fated. This is the person who's fated to come into your life, right? And so I'll tell it like this. There was a moment where when I first met her, I was like, oh, she's pretty cool. But I didn't think about it like anything because I was just in another time frame. I'm like, yo, I don't want to be here, X, Y, and Z. So I remember I was at the library and I said, let me see if I could go into my school, my former college, because they have something like where if you're an alumni, you could just walk in there and you could just go to the library, you could do anything, right? So I said, let me see if I could like go to school. And so I went because it was a block down from the actual library. And so I had to get some information. They told me I had an alumni card, but what was happening with the cards were they were renewing post-COVID. So I had to get a new one. So I was like, you know what? All right, fine. So I'll just go back to the library. Who do I see? I see this destiny helper, right? And so we're talking and she was just like, yeah, like we sat next to each other and we were talking for hours. And I remember we exchanged numbers. Long story short, we became so cool, so close. And within a matter of like a month, 2 months, right? And she was just like, she told me about like her previous job, which I was like, whoa, you did what? Now, keep in mind, this is all about the manifestations. Okay, so probably you're manifesting something and it's coming to you in a form of a destiny helper, but it also may be coming to you early due to, I want to say, what could be transpiring in your life. Because I feel like this woman came to me in the nick of time, right? And so there was a moment we were having a conversation and I pretty much told her everything. I told her everything about what was happening and she just listened and she, gave her advice. But she said, you know what? She said, let's make it a point to hang out at least 2 to 3 times a week. So I said, okay, no problem. And so we started hanging out. And then she got to the point, she was like, hi, my Sam. And I'll be like, hi. Yeah. And so what was happening was when I told her the situation that was going on with my current living space, she just listened and she was just like, I'm sorry that's happening with everything that's happening. And then she expressed what was happening with her. And we had similar situations, but it wasn't hers was more so family based as mine was more so, okay, it wasn't so much family, it was just community. And so we talked about our previous occupations, and the way this woman would just zone in and focus. She'd be like, okay, we got to do operation, get our lives back, operation career, operation X, Y, and Z, right? So she always had like a to-do list for us. And so I remember one time we were walking and I said, yeah, but I can't understand. Like I was expressing frustration. She said, you know what, Sam? I think you should bless your enemies. I said, ha, that's not happening, right? So she was like, no. She was like, I'm going to put something into perspective for you. She said, okay, they're doing what they're doing for a particular reason, right? I said, yeah. She was like, and then you decided you were going to leave the desired career choice because even though you were making a lot of money, you decided you were not happy. I said, yeah. She was like, but think about it. Had you not been fed up with what was happening in the previous situation, and had you not decided to just be authentic and say that you were not happy, we would have never met. And so she put a lot of stuff in perspective for me. And so she said, you need to bless your enemies because unbeknownst to them, they set you up for the perfect opportunity, places, spaces, and they did. They really did. And she was like a godsend, right? So I said, all right. So I started to look at it from a sense of, yeah, that's true. I just got to look at it from a sense of like, bless them, right? God bless my enemies. I swear to God, I've never seen mountains move so fast. The minute I was just like, bless them. I bless them. Like, bless them, just bless them. Bless the person who did this. Bless the person who came into my home and tampered with my food. Bless this person that was just laying on my bed. Bless this person that was just moving my stuff around in my house and then coming in and snickering when I was coming into the building. Bless them, bless them, bless them, right? Bless them. And so even though I was blessing them, I was still dealing with the trauma of, but I feel like my privacy was invaded, right? And so, anyhow, so I would talk to her about this, and I would tell her, and I confessed some like really things I took accountability for that I had to confess. And she said, well, she put it in a sense of like, all right, yes, what you did was not right, but at the same time, right? Why were you put in a position to do this alone? So I thought about it. And then she was just like, she had her difference of opinion when it came to how particular people dealt with me, right? And she was just like, and weren't you the one like holding everything together until you had a vulnerable moment? And I was just like, yeah. She was like, and even when you had that vulnerable moment, they just let you handle things anyway. It's like, why would they do that? And so, anywho, because of her, I was able to see things, and because of her, I was able to be introduced to different people, right? And I remember there was one time she took me to this party at the Center of Fiction, which was a Christmas party, which is so convenient because it's December. Look at that. But it was a Christmas party, and she said, well, she was like, I know I don't have to worry about you when it comes to fashion, though she probably have her opinions now. But she was like, I know I don't have to worry about you when it comes to fashion. She was just like, but it's like, just treat it like it's another Christmas party. And I did. I treated it like it was another classic Christmas party. But I was surrounded by so many self-made people to the point I felt like very uncomfortable, right? Because again, not because I didn't feel like I didn't belong there, but because of what was happening, it was just like, but I feel like I have nothing to show, right? There's nothing to show for like who I'm speaking to. And I remember telling her this, and I was just like, I don't know, I feel a little uncomfortable. And she was like, no, Sam, don't feel uncomfortable. You're exactly where you are supposed to be. Now stop fidgeting. We got people to meet, right? And when you meet people like that, Pile 3, when you meet destiny helpers like that, you hold on to those people. You hold on to them. Okay, Pile 3? So destiny helpers coming through, and they're going to help you get out of something, and they're going to free you from something. And I'll continue the story after I pull your cards. Okay, so we have, all right, talk about the 30-year-old man and Jesus telling him to walk. All right, so then we also have, first delegate, then divide, then subtract. Einstein had twice as many solutions to his problems. Then we have, I'm trying to be your one and only. Person is protective. Finally a card up, right? Then we have, thank your team for finding the needles in the haystacks. A bonus is in order. One more. Then we have many sacrifices, many secrets, many regrets, but no one loves the way you do, Pile 3. Okay. No one loves the way my friend loves. No one loves the way my best friend in New York loves. So, all right. So I'm going to tell you what's happening. Remember, Jesus comes to the man. He's on the floor. He's near the pool. Oh, I want to get into this water. Right? He wants to get into this pool. He wants to get into this idea of what he thinks would be the best possible outcome for him, right? Whole time Jesus is asking him, do you want to get well? Right? But it's the way something is asked, right? And so I'm going to say this to say, going back to the story, I told my friend, I said, something is happening. My brother is putting me on a plane to go to Florida, and I'm supposed to stay with my oldest brother. So my friend tells me, she goes, I don't think you should let your brothers corner you. I think they're trying to corner you. I think they're trying to bully you, and I don't think you should go, right? And then I said, well, I don't have a choice because, the brother that I lived with, he's, adamant about needing space and needing time for me because of the decisions that I have made. And she was shaking her head. And then she had a moment, right? She said, you know what, Sam? She said, you should take this opportunity and you should go. And I was shocked because at first she was passionate about no, you should stay here, X, Y, Z, right? She said, you should take this opportunity and you should go. She said, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think there's anything left for you here in New York. And I think if you're going to be as successful as I know you're going to be, you need to be somewhere else, right? And so I thought about it, and she also mentioned to me, she said, from the moment I met you, you told me, I don't want to be in New York anymore. I want to be somewhere else because I feel like if I'm somewhere else, I can be really successful. She said, you told me that. And I said, I did. And she said, now, Sam, with everything that you're telling me now, it just seems like your situation with your community, the former community, she said, it's getting worse and worse. What kind of friend would I be if I want you to stay here with me, hang out with me, knowing that every time you got to go back to what you consider home, you're suffering? She said, so no, you're getting on that plane, you're leaving New York, and you're not looking back. And don't worry, we're going to be much closer, right? So that's why I say, whoever this is, Pile 3, you hold on to them. So delegate and divide. You realize you want to get well. You realize you want to be better, right? Now, you're coming across somebody who can put you in a position to be better. And they're asking you, do you want to get well? Because I have the power, I have the knowledge, and I can get into your mind in such a way where I can help you to realize that nothing is wrong with you. You can pick up your experiences, you can take up your mat, and you can walk. By the time you realize you got strength in your legs to walk away, you could walk away from this situation without needing to feel like you have to be in a place where they just want to step all over you in order to make you feel like you have to go out of your way to belong. Do you want to get well? Because in getting well, from the time you are on the floor to the time you pick up your mat and you walk, you have shifted your identity. You're no longer that person that thinks they have to stay on the floor. They got to stay on the ground. They got to succumb to submission. You could be the best person you put your mind to be. All you have to do is get up. All you have to do is change perspectives. Because if you change your mind, you're going to change what? Your whole entire world, right? So, you know the solution, pile 3. You got to get up. And so, in getting up, you know, things change. Me, like, moving, me not going back to New York, I knew things were going to change. I knew that I was not going to be able to see my friend 3 days out of the week. I couldn't hang out with her. I couldn't, like, talk and do, you know, ultra feminine stuff. Like, I couldn't have, like, those conversations anymore. Those conversations, they were going to have to be at a distance, right? And so I remember one time, the very last night, well, I told her the week that I was leaving. And I remember that day, right? The day before I left, she said, you know what? You and I are going to spend the whole day together. And we went out to a coffee shop. I told her about this coffee shop that was behind the library the whole time. And we were just there and we were talking for hours about anything and everything. And she said, this is going to be good for you. She was like, don't worry. I just have a good feeling about this. You're going to be fine. Right? Because I was getting, like, I had my moments, where I was getting really emotional. And so she was like, you're going to be fine. Come on, let's go. She's like, the coffee shop, after we spent hours in there, right? She was just like, let's go down to the mall, like the mall downtown Brooklyn, right? Albee Square Mall. And so, you know, to me, it's downtown Brooklyn. But anyway, so we went to Albee Square Mall and we were talking. And I remember we were just there talking, carrying on, laughing, just remembering how we met all to the point of that moment. And so as we're leaving, right? Because we literally spent the whole day together. So as we're leaving, she takes my hand and she's like, Sam, tomorrow morning, you're going to get on a plane and I'm not going to see you for a while. She said, so, you know, let's stand right here. She's like, and I'm going to pray over you, right? She had the best prayers. And so as she started praying, I started crying, right? Because this is the moment that I knew, oh snap, like it had finally hit me. Nothing was going to be the same. And so she said, do you want to add anything to the prayer? I said, no, right? So we're walking and she was just like, just giving me words of encouragement. She's like, we're going to be so much closer. You'll see. Like, we're going to be closer than ever. She was like, I just have a feeling. This is for you, Sam. Come on, get out of New York. There's nothing in here for you. There's nothing in New York here for you, right? And so we were laughing and I was crying and laughing and then she was tearing and she was just like, come on. And so the next day I got on a plane and I told myself, Sam, no matter what you do, don't go back, right? So part 3. You're on the threshold of something, honey. You're on the threshold of moving forward. You're on the threshold of getting up. You're just right there, right? And it's just like now you are realizing the strength that you have to just pick up and go, take up and walk. And it's like right as you walk, pile 3, you come across somebody, a decision maker at that. Like, you want to talk about power? You come across a decision maker that is going to be super protective over you. I mean, like this person, as much as they can protect you, they're going to protect you. Okay? So it's another destiny helper. Okay, so what do I need to clarify for you? This destiny helper, this decision maker that comes in, I don't know, this person's team, I think it's this person that comes across you, this person's team finds you. It's either they find you and they introduce you to their team, or their team finds you and introduces you to this person. And because of this gift, this ability, this talent, whatever this is, because needle in a haystack is like the rarity. So there is something that you do that is very rare, okay? And so it's coming off like, this would be a perfect, like, sir, ma'am, this would be a perfect addition. This person, pile 3, would be a perfect addition to our team. Can we put them on, right? And it's kind of like, whoever this decision maker is, they're in the middle of all of this. So I feel like they kind of know. And I zoomed in on Einstein when I looked at this decision maker card. So this person's highly intelligent, very, somebody's, I don't know if it's this decision maker, but somebody's left-handed, or they operate from the left side of their brain. Okay, so anywho, They find you. Thank your team. Thank your spiritual team for this fated meeting. Something is fated, okay? They find you and they're just like, all right, well, let's see, right? And then this person realized you are, I said this in a previous reading, somebody is realizing that you're the solution to their problems. Like, if only I could find somebody that does this, 1, 2, 3, XYZ, ABC. And then somebody comes to this guy, sir, I found somebody who could do 1, 2, 3, XYZ, ABC, right? It feels like that. This is what this feels like. So, many sacrifices, many regrets, many secrets, let's fight for this. But no one loves the way that you do. Yeah. It was making me think about Eat, Pray, Love when she went to see the guru, right? And she went to him, and he talks to her about balance. It's like, not too much this, not too much that. Somebody is looking at you like, you're not too much science, you're not too much spirituality, you're not too much logic, you're not too much faith, right? It's like, and then I can see this as somebody cannot, the way you delegate, whether it's your emotions or like what has to be done. Somebody cannot pigeonhole you, right? Somebody can't categorize you as, oh, they're just this. Like, if somebody looks at you like, oh, they just do mathematics. Oh, they just do English. Oh, they just do science, right? They're not looking at you as somebody who just does this. It's so much more. All right, so what do we have to clarify for you, part 3? I'm just glad this is much lighter than 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 just, had me on a whole nother level of teed off. Okay, so thank your team. Thank your team for finding the needles in a haystack. The bonus is in order. This card actually came out. It was at the bottom of the deck, but now it's actually out. It's like smoke on it. You decide this person's fatal karma. But it's in reverse. I don't think you have to decide this person, well, if this person is realizing that you're the solution to their problems, it's like you can see it from a karmic level of you have to make a decision as to whether you want to help this person or not. But the fact that this is in reverse, I see you not being so much as fatal karma as you are the best version. You're good karma. You're this person's good karma. All right, so science versus spirituality. It's like something is opening up. You're opening up the door to the minds of the person who has made many sacrifices, has many secrets, has many regrets, right? But you're opening up their mind to the door of love. Like the depths of love requires a certain level of, how do I put that? Like, I want to say raw emotion. When you see the story of Jesus and a 38-year-old man, right? Jesus didn't just want anybody. He didn't want the person that was stepping all over to get into the pool. He didn't want the person who was just like, oh, I'm absolutely comfortable here. He chose the saddest person. The person who felt like the most insignificant speck on the planet. He chose that person, right? And then just think about it. It was proof, even though it's not technical, guys, right? But it's proof to show you that even the person who feels like they're absolutely nothing to no one, with the right words, the right person, they can just be reminded of the inner strength that they forgot they had, but it was always there, right? So you do that for someone, and you do that for people. For a man to feel like somebody has to walk all over him every time the water is stirred, every time the blessings are coming, every time like he's about to get his big break, gets stomped all over and people go before him. For the fact that he's allowing that to happen, what does that say about his esteem? What does that say about the many things that he holds in his mind? The secrets that he's holding in his mind, to the point Jesus could walk in amongst a whole complex of people and see the saddest person in the room, the saddest person by the pool. What does that say, right? And so you do this. You don't have, like, just think about it. You don't have to expose any secrets. You don't have to say what a person has done. You don't have to say the sacrifices they made. You can feel that, right? Jesus felt that. Hence why, what's the first thing Jesus asked that man? Do you want to get well? It wasn't anything else. Jesus knew that there was something wrong mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Jesus knew he had just completely lost all hope. He'd lost his way. But that's not what Jesus was reminding him. Jesus asked him a simple question. Do you want to get well? I see you. I can help you. You are not the most insignificant man in the room, by the pool, in the earth, and I can prove that to you. But you have to act. You have to tell me. You have to tell me that you have the strength to want to get up, to want to pick up your mat and walk. right? And then even when he did it, and all right, we're seeing it from a spiritual standpoint, right? Even when he did it, even when the man took up his staff and started to walk, and he was met with, the people of authority, and the people of authority said, who on earth told you you could get up? Who on earth told you you could get your strength back and walk out of these doors? And he said, Jesus. He looked for Jesus. Jesus was nowhere to be found. Why, pile 3? Was Jesus another being outside of this man? Or was Jesus a mere reflection of the possibility of what this man could be? Somewhere in the depths of somebody's mind, pile 3, you reminded them that they can take up and walk. You reminded them about their inner strength. You reminded this person exactly who they were, despite what they've been through. So, spirituality, right? And so I can think about it from the sense of when I met my friend, and as I stated before in the beginning of the reading, when I met her, it felt like I just lost all hope. If it was not for the fact that energetically, I picked up on her light, and on a soul level, I knew she was a good person. And I pulled some cards, but I knew she was an overall good person because of how she made me feel. Had it not been for her, this would not be. So, the card that came out for you was, no one can stop you from living. It's time to dream and achieve. Pile 3. Yeah. Yep. And whoever this is, pile 3, whoever this is that you told to walk, now this person knows, all right, they got their legs back. Somebody got their legs back. They got the pep in their step back. They're going to use that pep in their step to protect you. You'll see. So, the card that you got for I'm trying to be your one and only person is protective. You got another decision maker card, and it says build in the Carolinas. Now, when I see 2 decision makers like this, one under the other, something is interracial here. Somebody could be a biracial. I can also see this like a biracial couple. You restored something. You restored this couple. Now, there was a couple that I picked up in a previous pile. I don't think it's that couple. I think this is a completely different couple. You've restored them. It's like teaching a person to, let's say if they're in a committed relationship, right? Or if they're in a marriage. Teaching a person, or teaching people that they're not the problem, right? Because a lot of times when people go into relationships, when husbands look at their wives, wives look at their husbands, they think that the problem resides in that spouse. But then it's like, I feel like you taught somebody to take their spouse out of the equation, take themselves out of the equation, and actually look at the problem. Like, what is the actual problem? It's not the person that's connected, a part of the equation to who's the problem. It's not a who. What is the problem, right? So you've allowed a person to separate. What is the problem? The problem's not my spouse, but because of this problem, there is an issue between my spouse and I. Now I got to figure out this problem. And in figuring out that problem, they figure out, oh, well, snap. I thought it was you this whole time. It's not you. And the spouse is looking at this person like, oh, I thought it was you too. It's not you, right? It's like that. Papi, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did, but you did something. Okay, delegate and divide. Let's talk about this. That fell on the floor, not taking that. All right, so you have the computer card that came out. In an alternate universe, they are alive and waiting for you to figure it out. So I can see this as somebody coming into your timeline to help you, to protect you, and then they're quantum jumping once you figure out the problem. Yeah, okay. You know, love, it costs nothing to say you're sorry. And this is under talk about the 30-year-old man and Jesus telling him to walk. I don't think this is an apology to anyone else, pile 3, but your higher self, right? That's like, because ultimately, that 38-year-old man, the Messiah coming to that 38-year-old man, that was the higher self of that person, right? So it's like, your higher self is letting you know, hey, look, when it's all said and done, I know you couldn't understand why I did certain things the way that I did, but when you finally realize it, it's okay. You could just say sorry. It's like, you're forgiven, right? So let's close out the reading. And then part 3, you're dealing with a brainiac, or somebody considers you to be a brainiac because of the way you view the universe. Like, it's the way you figure things out, right? So let's close out. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, neither the ones who think robotic ones can replace them, yeah. So it's something to do with artificial intelligence. Oh, look at that. So, where people would be using artificial intelligence to, like, let's say, look more aesthetically pleasing, or feed into like the heightened tech illusion of something, right? It's like, I see you using artificial intelligence for all the right reasons, but I see you using it to heal people, where people are just using it to say, oh, okay, I'm using this now, give me your money, right? I'm sorry to say it like that, but you're utilizing it in a sense of, how do I heal the masses using something that eventually is going to be a huge part of somebody's world, or a huge part of their children's world, or their children's world. Like, you're looking for healing aspects even within the artificial. And I think that's what makes you stand out to a lot of people, right? Like a teacher gives you knowledge so that you can obtain it and you can utilize it moving forward. But then you have teachers that teach other teachers. It's like, you're teaching somebody to be a better teacher just off of what you know, right? I'm not saying you have to be the smartest person in the room, part 3, but your experience, you allow people to learn from you via your experience. And on top of that, it's like the way you can convey this message to the world, or the way you can convey this message to this decision maker, to this couple, is how you do it. It's like, even though you don't think you're teaching them, you really are. Even though you think like, oh, on paper, this person seems to be like a lot smarter than me. It's just like, they're not looking at you like that, though. They're not looking at you from a sense of like, oh, yeah, because if you didn't read this book 3 times over or 10 times over, you're not smart. They're looking at you from a sense of, wow, even with your experiences, you can still teach us something. You can remind us something, right? And I think that says a lot about you, part 3. What time am I at? What's a pawn to a rook? When positioned in the right space at the right time, they are equally as dangerous and fearless. Don't underestimate the one who has the power to transform. That's in reverse, though. But since it's coming under Einstein solutions problems, don't underestimate the power of a person who has been given so many problems back to back to back to back to back, right? The reason why a person is, let's say we look at a person and we say, oh, this person's very wise. At one point in time, they had to learn to be wise, right? At some point in time, they didn't come out the womb and instead of the first words being mommy and daddy, it was wisdom, knowledge, No, they had to learn this. So you can see it from a perspective of, okay, these problems arose the way that they did, so that this way, should anybody be facing something like this, I could help them. I can see through them and I can heal them without having to say, hey, I know you did this, I know you did that, I know you've been through this, right? So you also have, it was either you or them. I'm glad you chose you. Yeah. You chose to figure it out. You chose to come home, right? And not so much come home in a sense of like, you didn't run, Pile 3, okay? Even when it was hard, even when it just felt like the best thing you could do would just be to take off and run and just not look back. You didn't run. And I think that's why these destiny helpers are coming in the way that they're coming in. They're coming in efficiently, effectively, and they're coming in hella protective, okay? It's because you're just like, you know what? I'd rather figure this out than have to shift. And as I'm shifting and as I'm becoming the person I'm meant to be, before I even get to where I'm going, I'm met with the same type of opposition. I want to face this problem right now. So this way it's no longer a problem because of that, Pile 3. Just know that. They are meant to protect you and you're meant to heal them. Yeah. Now, Pile 3, I'm also, another decision maker card came out. You have completely changed this person's life for the better and they want to thank you in person. What a beautiful way to end this reading. Brothers could be significant. Could be looking at it from like, okay, so I could see this like brothers could be looking at you from a sense of, oh, well, Pile 3 did this and they did that and they did the third and they did the other, right? And then it's like, it's going to get to a point, they're going to look back and they're going to think to themselves like, you know what? Without Pile 3 doing what they did, this would have never happened. But it would have never happened in such a way where it actually benefits in the end. Like somebody is highlighting where they were looking at your decisions like, oh, so impulsive, so this, so that. You're not even thinking. You didn't even think before you like took that leap. You just did that. You just left. You just did the third, right? There's going to come a moment, they're going to reflect and they're going to say, well, had Pile 3 never done that though? Like, where would we have been, right? Somebody is looking at you like that, like now. Like, what would have happened if Pile 3 would have actually stayed? I feel like I have to tell you this, Pile 3. Logically, what people thought was irrational was spiritually fated to happen. And because of that decision, it's like people are not looking at it from a sense of, they're not looking at it from a sense of they have to be walked all over to be appreciated. They are looking at it from a sense of now they can get up and walk. And now they can tell other people. And now they can move forward and move in such a way where if they see another person, if they see the saddest man or the saddest woman in the room without having to say anything, they could give them the strength to pick up and move forward. It's like collateral beauty, right? That's your reading. Okay, Pile 4. You are... I'll buy that for you. So the story of I'll buy that for you. All right. Story time. I'll buy that for you is a story of when I was a head baker. And I was coming to the point where I was realizing every time I was walking into this kitchen, my hands were shaky. I didn't know if I wanted to do this, if I wanted to continue like moving forward, operating from that level of stress, right? And around that same time, I had just been promoted, right? So, I know, like, my God. So I had just been promoted, and it was just like, all right, well, there was another contract that I was supposed to sign because of the promotion. Now, things happened, right? And I just felt like the space was just not conducive for me anymore. I was like really stressed out. And don't get me wrong, the pay was great, but not for like what was happening, like internally what was happening to me, right? And so I said, well, I looked at the contract, and one of my bosses was just like, okay, well, yeah, just go over it and sign it for us. And then the other one was like, take your time to go over this. And then once you take your time to read over the contract, you'll let us know if you're going to sign it or not. And it was to take the position of like manager. So what was going to happen was we were in the process of interviewing everyone. I was already the head baker. I just didn't have a team. So a lot of the stuff that I was doing was on my own, right? And so now what was going to be integrated into the business was I was going to have a team. I was going to have a level of people working under me, which was all preparation. Because even when I was in college, I ran a senior design team, I was like the only woman in that group, and that was a story for a different time. But I thought about it, right? And so they said, well, take some time to think about it, like think it over. And so I remember taking this contract home, and I just did not feel right. Something just felt off, right? And I said, why do I feel so off taking this contract? Now, to the outside looking in, it's a dream job. I get to bake, right? I get to bake on a wholesale level, guys, like hundreds of muffins, hundreds of brownies, hundreds of cookies, hundreds of pies. Like I just get to bake, right? And I have a team to do this. Amazing. And there's like a $2 to $3 jump from the original price I was getting paid. Even more amazing, right? But I'm looking at this contract and I'm just like, something just feels off. I can't put my finger on it. So get home, I'm thinking about this contract, and I have the weekend to think about it, right? And so I remember looking at this contract, and I said to myself, if you take this position, you can kiss your gifts, your abilities, your opportunities goodbye, because it's all going to this company. Just like that. And I didn't understand it. So what did I do? I pulled some cards. I was like, is this a good opportunity for me? Why is it a good opportunity? Why not? And my intuition, my higher self, that person, that woman in that alternate timeline that knew, she did not back down. She just let me know through the cards, if you take this opportunity knowing how you feel, kiss everything goodbye. Everything. Kiss your whole life goodbye, right? Kiss the desired timeline you wanted goodbye. So I was just like, man. All right. So I come in, right? I have to make the decision. And so they said, well, did you decide? And I said, yeah, I did decide. And I'm not going to take the position. On top of not taking the position, I am going to resign respectfully, effectively, immediately, right? Because when I pulled out these cards, they were just like everything, right? It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody's whole life flash before their eyes via cards, but everything, right? And so I said, okay, just write it down here. Just write it down that you're resigning, like, on the paper, and sign it and stuff like that. Not the actual contract, but just to sign it. So just, it's a way of proof, right? And Patri, at that time, I didn't feel like, or I wasn't the type, after a while, like if I left the job, I wasn't going to collect unemployment, right? Because I was just like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that, because I didn't want to get to that level of codependency again, right? And so I remember leaving the job that morning, and I left, and I had to walk that long hallway, because we were in Brooklyn Army Terminal. I had to walk that long hallway. And I remember hyperventilating. I said, did I make the right decision? Oh my gosh, but I just left the job. It was supposed to be a dream job. What am I thinking? And every part of me wanted to turn back, but yet as I'm walking, every part of me that wants to turn back, with every step that I'm taking, I'm getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. I'm getting more relieved. I got to the elevator, went down the stairs, got out of Brooklyn Terminal because it was like a long walk, right? And so the minute I passed out of those doors, it just felt like something left me, right? And so I remember thinking to myself during that time, like, oh my God, this is one of the biggest decisions I've made, like, biggest chances I've ever taken. But I already saw what was in the card, so I knew it was going to be much worse if I stayed, right? Anywho, couple of weeks before this happened, I don't know why I have to structure it like this for you, Pal Fort, but okay, we're going to go with it. A couple of weeks before this happened, it was actually my former boss's birthday. And so during the time of my former boss's birthday, that week, right, I remember I was getting like, I was having like relationship problems. And so I felt it got to the point where it's just like, I'm either really great at my relationship and I'm really doing this, or I'm really great at my job, I'm efficient, I'm effective, but I'm having so much problems in my relationship. Like, for the life of me, I could not balance the two out, and I was trying to, right? And so there was a moment when I tell you everything, the way everything came, like, to just like release, okay? So I remember there was a moment where in my situation, I was trying to make it work so bad, right? And so there was a moment we spent, and it was just like the promotion. We talked about a promotion. My ex took me out. He's just like, don't worry, this is on me. Congratulations. Even though I know you didn't sign it yet, but I know it's going to be a great promotion for you, X, Y, and Z. But the thing was, I had that relationship and I was with him, but it's like we were reflecting each other, and there was this mask, right? You look good on paper. I look good on paper. You look good on my arm. I look good on your arm. This works, right? It has to work. I mean, it has to. Like, if we're looking at the equation, this just works, right? But not really, right? And so there was a moment where I remember after that, going back to this place, yes, of course, we do what couples do, of course. And the next morning, I said, man, because I wore like this really like pretty green dress, I'll never forget. And I said, man, I really wish that I had like spare clothes over here, because I would take spare clothes, but that particular night, I did not bring spare clothes with me, right? And so I said, I wish I could have had some spare clothes. And he was like, oh, why don't you just take your sweater? So he gave me, I'll never forget, a baby blue sweater. I looked this sweater up and down, through and through, and I looked up at him and I said, this is not my sweater. And there was a moment of just silence, right? So now the masks are falling off. And so he sits down next to me. He's just like, oh, maybe it got caught up in the wrong laundry. Whose laundry, right? So I remember, because like a lot of things, Power 4 don't trigger me, but certain things will definitely bring out the East Flatbush. So I remember I said, well, but I don't have the sweater, right? But this is not my sweater. You're saying that the wrong person put it in the wash. This is not my sweater. Don't you wash your clothes? And if you're not washing your clothes, who's washing your clothes? Because it's definitely not me, because that's not my sweater. Very polite. Gentleman, all right? He will be a gentleman in a sense of, he did not raise his voice with me. And of likely, gentlemen don't do that. They don't raise their voice at you, right? They don't get... But there was a moment, he was just like, can we just talk about this later? I said, talk about this later? No, we cannot just talk about this later. I said, I just want you. I'm going through hoops, right? Trying to make this relationship work. Trying to deal with the balance of life, my career, establishing myself, trying to establish our foundation. I'm going through hoops, right? Trying to maintain this balance. And you're giving me another woman's sweater. No, we're not going to talk about this later. So, remember there was a moment, he got in his car. I said, let me ask you something, and I'm going to want you to be as completely honest as possible. So do you have other options that you're entertaining outside of me, even though you know this is a relationship? Are there other options? Pause, thought about it. Yeah. As cool as you could say it. Yeah. I said, okay, so do you want me to have other options? He looked at me like I had 3 heads and a left titty in the back of my neck. Like, he just looked at me all types of weird, like, and then he said, what do you mean? I said, well, you clearly have options. Would you like me to have options? And he goes, well, let me just clarify. When I say options, I mean like, I'm not over my ex, right? All right, boom. So now I find out the answer to the sweater. Cool. So afterwards, I said, I just want you to know that I have tried my best. As much as I could, I have tried my best for this relationship. But if you feel like you are put in a position where you have to choose between your ex and a new relationship, I said, then it's best that I back out of the equation. Because I will not compete, pile 4, okay? And it's just an understanding. Somebody has wounds, right? So they're coming from a place of, I'd rather hurt you before you hurt me. So, okay. So that situation happened. I knew from that point it was just like, well, this is not happening, right? And I remember sitting down because I didn't want to go. He drove me to my home, but I did not want to go back into the building because upon arrival of getting into the building, there was somebody else that was just, I did not have the mental capacity to handle the woman that was in front of that door, right? And I was just like, you know what? Don't take me home. Take me over to this space. It's the same area that you're going to. Just drive me there, please. Are you sure? Like, you're home. Like, no, just drive me over there. I'll be fine. So he drives me over there. And then I remember saying, well, he went to work. He went to his second form of income. I went and I took myself out to breakfast because I didn't get breakfast. So I remember being there and then thinking to myself, like, I can have options, right? And so, I kid you not, next day, pile 4, I'm out and about. This was before I put in my resignation. I'm out and about. I'm getting a cake for my former boss's birthday. I must have pulled like 3 high-level guys in one day, right? Because not in the sense of like I was looking, but I'm just like, let me just let out the je ne sais quoi Sam, right? And so from the time I got the cake, I'm getting the cake and I'm just like, all right, let me get X, Y, and Z. This guy is watching me the whole time. I don't know if you guys know about juniors, right? But that's where I used to get my cakes. Man, I miss juniors. But anyway, so I said, can I have this cake and X, Y, and Z? And then this man is watching me. And then I look at him because he's standing next in line, like he's next to me. And then he goes, how are you? I said, I'm fine. How are you? He's like, I'm good. And so she gives me the total. The cashier gives me the total for how much the cake is. And he's like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm going to pay this for you. I said, free cake. I don't have to pay it. And it's going to my boss, right? And so, anywho, so he pays for it. And I'm just like, that was like very unnecessarily kind of you, but thank you very much. And so we exchange conversation. Then we exchange information. Boom. Okay. Find out that he's a retired engineer and he's just spending the rest of the time with his kids and going to practices and everything like that. So I said, okay, no problem. So afterwards, and then there was 2 other guys, right? But, well, I mean, the level. Okay, so anywho, get this guy's number. So I just walk away. But in my mind, I'm just like, I'm in no condition to be with another person. There's no way this is happening, right? So even though we exchanged information and we get to the point where we're talking. Now we're talking and he goes, I said, well, I said, are you married? Right? I remember in the middle of the conversation asking him, I said, are you married? And he goes, yeah, I am married. But things aren't on the up and up with me and my spouse. So, and I said, right? And so he was pretty much telling me that the arrangement would be as every as every person or every other person does. He would be with his spouse, and whatever I wanted, he'll buy for me, he'll take me out, give me this, give me that. And I said, oh my Lord. I said, this must be a test. I said, it's a test, and I'm going to pass this with flying colors. So I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, I was involuntarily made somebody's mistress for 2 years because they were hiding their marriage, right? And I feel like the fact that you're coming to me and you're telling me you're married and you have kids, but you're unhappy, I said, this feels like a form of redemption for me because now I can do something the right way, right? And so I let him know. I said, I am not. I said, I'm sure plenty of women would love to have this position that you have placed me in, but I'm not that woman. I'm sorry. I believe in marriages. I believe that there has to be something. There has to be some reason you said I do to this woman. Raise kids with this woman. You're continuing to live in the house with this woman. There is a reason for that. I said, so why don't you remember why you got married in the first place? Because I said, this opportunity is great. And this was post leaving, this was post everything. This was post resigning from my job. I said, this opportunity is great, but it's not for me. Okay. And so he goes, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I'm a grown ass man, right? And I said, and you know what? I will not discredit that. Great head on your shoulders, doing everything you have to do. You feel like you need to step outside of your relationship. I'm not. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be this woman that says, oh yeah, come hang out with me and do these secret meetings. I'm going to be the type of woman that respects another woman's relationship. And I'm going to tell you, maybe you should find reasons to fall back in love with your wife again. I'm sorry. And so he's like, no, I respect that. Right? And he was like, but what do you have going on? And so I told him I had just broken up with somebody that I wanted to build with. And on top of that, I left the place because I was not happy. It was a dream career, but I genuinely was not happy. And he goes, well, Samantha, I think you're finding yourself. And I think you're going to be quite all right. So, tile 4, I think you're going to be quite all right. Let's get started on your reading. So we have, sometimes you got to throw caution to the wind and just face your fears. We have the secret admirer is in love and looking out for you. Okay. No one should dismiss your pain. Don't let them. And we also have, what does the concept let there be light mean to you? And we have, they miss the late nights and the long deep talks. Okay. Powerful. What do you have to throw caution to the wind and face your fear about? That's what I want to know. Because you're a decision maker, you have prior engagements, you're on the up and up, but you're fearing something, okay? So, for me, in regards to that story that I had to tell you, right? Which part do you need? Do you need when I discovered the blue shirt? Or do you need when I got the opportunity to be the woman that would have had the blue shirt? So I feel like you're at the part of, maybe you are discovering the blue shirt. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could be another guy. Let's say, for instance, right? Take this how it resonates. But maybe not being afraid to have that conversation, not being afraid to let the mask actually fall. Right? Because when it was all said and done, though I was not placing myself in a position to be with the financier ex-boyfriend of mine, placing him in a position where he had to compete for me, right? I was also placing myself in a position where it's just like, I was like, well, this works because you're establishing yourself, I'm establishing myself, we're building our own foundation. We're coming together. We look good on each other's arm. It just makes sense, right? Like, and that right is to like confirmation, like this is what's supposed to happen, right? Like this is how it's supposed to feel, right? Right? It's like you need that. It's you're questioning. Where before it was just like, this just works, right? Period. Now it's like, this works, right? Okay, so I see what's happening. So Theseus card came out. Observe the card. All right, so the Minotaur, the fear of facing maybe those innermost private thoughts, the innermost private thoughts you don't show to the world, you don't really talk about, okay? And so it's like you're fighting that aspect of your mind. And that aspect of your mind could represent like, I don't want to say a dark past, but I want to say the things that made you who you are, right? Like the shadow aspects of yourself. And it's like, if you look at the card, even though I don't have it, guys, don't worry, I'm going to get a stand, I promise. You guys will be able to see the cards. But Theseus is like being overtowered by the Minotaur. And no matter how big or strong or fast this Minotaur is, Theseus is not only able to take him down, but he's led out of the labyrinth. He's led out of his own mind from somebody who loves him, right? So now I'm zoning in on these waves. These waves are coming in. It could be waves of, the waves are a representation of the inevitable truth, right? Something that you know is, these waves are coming in and they're crashing in, okay? And then there's the details. Because when you think about the story of Theseus, his father gave him a specific detail. Do not hang the black flag. Hang the white one when your boat is approaching so that I know that you're still alive. Theseus went through so many crashes of waves and just having to sacrifice so much that he forgot the minute detail of what his father told him. And because his father believed that he was not on the boat, he threw himself over the cliff. Hence why Theseus is coming back. He's able to unite, but at the same time, he's being separated from his father figure, right? So I can see the division from a technical standpoint, but mythologies, I don't think they're meant to be taken technically either, because there is a spiritual aspect to them. And so I can see this as being separated from the father. Maybe you feel like being separated because of the waves of inevitable truth. You find yourself being separated from source, right? So I want to talk about this Minotaur. And the Minotaur can be the fear. And the fear can be in relations of inevitable truths of what's happening, all the engagements that you have. But it's also the fear of, okay, what if I come out of this situation and I have to sacrifice the woman that gave me the red string to begin with, right? Because Theseus was let out with a red yarn. So it's like, and I have to sacrifice this woman because in order to stop these crashing waves, and the crashing waves and then now represent like the backlash of something, right? The backlash of the decision that was made in order to come out of the depths of the shadow aspects of what's happening in your life, okay? And so you're thinking about this. And the fear is a level of trust. Can I trust this situation? I can give you everything you've been missing. You have to trust me. Let me in and trust me. So you could be looking at this person from a sense of, if I let you in, are you going to just try to destroy me? Are you actually going to lead me out of the depths of my mind? And it's showing you, this is the Nefertiti card, but it's showing you that this person leads you out of the depths of your mind, not so that they can destroy you, but so that they can heal you. So the fear is what other people are going to think. What will other people think if I do this? If I make this choice, if I take this decision, if I decide to leap, how would they view me then? How would I be looked at to my father, to my parents, to my, to the world, to the people who I've helped get out of similar situations? How do I do that, right? All right, Papa. But I'm telling you, redemption is coming, right? Because although I could have made that choice, to be with that married man and be on some, well, his wife doesn't have to know, and yay, Cartier, yeah, Tiffany's, breakfast at Tiffany's. I could have, but I said, no, it's not right. Something's not right. This is not right, right? And I also felt, I said, if I took this decision of willingly becoming another person's mistress, I said, then I remove from myself the opportunity to experience the greatest faithful, loyal companion I know is out there, because they think just like me. And not just like me in a sense of same values, but they think just like me. Like when they come into a relationship with me, they're not going to see anybody else. Because when I go into relationships, I don't see anybody else. Okay, we're having problems. It can be resolved. If it can't be resolved, okay, I cannot hold on to you. But I'm not going to put you in a position you don't want to be in, right? So it was the understanding of, all right, I'm not going to add fuel to your fire. I'm going to remind you why there is a spark, why you married that one in the first place. And on top of that, I'm going to allow myself to experience the greatest love I've yet to know. And it's a win-win, right? Because anything else would have just complicated things. So the secret admirer is in love and looking out for you. Let's talk about that. I hate when we fight. Can we make thread again? And reverse. Hey, when we fight, with me. All right. What is this about? Self-acceptance. Okay. So somebody is looking out for you. Somebody is missing you. Okay, so I can see this like this. You have an ex, right? You've made the conscious decision. No, you're not going to put me in a position to compete. I'm going to leave you with your ex and I'm going to let you be. That's it. I'm not, whatever, right? So you have an ex here that is looking at you and they're looking at you from the sense of, dang, if I'd have just faced my fears on just moving on and being with Power 4, would I have been much happier? Because it's like your ex could be asking the same question where you were asking, this just works, right? Now your ex is asking this person that they probably chose over you, this is working, right? And I don't think it is if they have to ask like that. So secret admirer is looking out for you. Let's talk about this. And there's also something about a congestion. Something's congested, right? Because my nose is like, it's clear, then it's blocked. Then it's clear, then it's blocked. Then it's clear, then it's blocked. Okay, so talk about Esther. And this is the Lakshmi card. This is not the military card. But talk about Esther. So the level of knowledge. Somebody could be admiring your level of knowledge. Somebody's admiring your beauty. Somebody's admiring strategy, right? That's like if strategy and beauty were a person, it's you, Paul 4. Or if strategy and being handsome was a person, it's you, Paul 4. Like, this is how they're looking at you. Like, so, okay. But again, I can also see this like from a sense, Esther was chosen, right? She was chosen to do some things. She was chosen to stop Haman for one. But fasting to the idea, or fasting, told her people to fast. Huh. It's okay if you like them. They like you too. Well, Power 4, if you were looking for confirmation, that's it. Right? So, yes. Do everything in your power to protect those eyes, recognition, and reward. Yeah. Power 4, you have very powerful intuition when it comes to relationships. When it comes to people to work with, people to be with. You have a very discerning eye. Don't let... So... You're looking at this from a standpoint of you're looking at somebody from the sense of don't let them do everything, right? It's like whatever that's in your power that you could do or in a way that you can help, right? The situation or propel the situation. It's like you're looking at whoever this is from a standpoint of I can't let them do everything. It's not right to let them do everything. They can't do all of this on their own or they shouldn't, right? What does the concept let there be light mean to you? Serving your country with a broken heart takes humility and courage. Thank you. Now I know this comes with, think about the reading that I just did, right? Usually a person, they would look at their past and say, oh no, I could never admit that I was somebody's mistress. I could never admit that I was stepping out on my wife. I could never, right? But in these stories are not just to expose the moments of the past, right? They're not meant to just do that, right? But they're meant to help. So these experiences are being said so a person understands, all right, I'm going to pick Power 4 today. What do I need to know? They know, all right, if it's resonating with them, this story is going to help them out. Now, if I want you to come into the point where you are willing to face the truth about yourself, I cannot hide my truths, right? I gotta tell you, look, I've been through this. I gotta tell you, look, going through the motions. Look, not every day is love and light. Some days I just have my days where I gotta remind my shadow aspects that it's either you integrate or you get eliminated, one of the two. Integrate or eliminate. What do you want to do, right? But even those moments, right, have to be put out, because how else is a person going to know, all right, well, this person isn't just talking a good game. They don't just have the gift of gab. This is somebody who's actually experienced this. And this is why we go through certain things, I believe, right? Because it's a part of the calling. So when we get called to speak about this, if you felt, or if you saw the way, like I just woke up, right? And all of these things rushed in and said, you have to talk about this because this is going to help somebody. This is going to save somebody. I said, okay, no problem. I'll talk about it. But on a day-to-day basis, you think I'm going to come on here and be on some, oh yeah, I was with somebody's mistress? No. Somebody needs to hear it though. Somebody needs to, and what does it do? Those vulnerable moments, yes, you expose your truth, but at the same time, the right people will know what to take from your truth. Whereas the people who just want something on you, they're going to try to use your truth against you. So it's like risking the truth being thrown in my face, right? But the only way the truth can be thrown in my face is if I don't want to admit it. If this is something I've been hiding in the closet for years, right? If this is something where I appear to be like, oh, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and I'm hiding all the moldy pieces, the not so pretty pieces, not so delightful, palatable pieces of my life. No, I gotta say it. So, in regards to this, it takes a level of courage to do what you do. It takes, when you think about the concept, let there be a form of illumination. Let the truth shine forth. Because in the truth, you know, the truth can what? Set you free. All right. So don't let, what I have to say to you, Paul 4, is with the decisions that you're about to make and the decisions you've made in the past, don't let anyone ever take your decisions and think they can dangle it over you or throw it in your face whenever they need to feel good about themselves. And you know how you do that? You own your truth. Yes, I've gone through a lot of stuff. Yes, I've done a lot of things in relationships. Yes, I've gone through hoops to try to make things work. Yes, I have my days where sometimes I don't have everything paid. Sometimes I don't know what's going to happen, right? But you seeing that, you understanding that allows you, or if you're telling your truth to somebody else, that allows you to let somebody else know that they're not alone. That it is okay to be human and make decisions. And sometimes it's more beneficial when you make the right decisions. You know, I'd have never ended up. I would have never, I'd have never ended up in Florida if I decided, okay, I'm just going to be this man's mistress and sneak around behind his wife's back and get everything paid for me and just live a nice, comfortable, soft mistress. Like, I'd have never. This would never happen. You'd have never saw this channel. You'd have never been able to be on some, I'm a pig pal too today. Never. Okay? So, I'm telling you this because I'm letting you know your truth is your liberation. Use it. All right. So they missed the late nights and the long deep talks. Let's talk about that. Where are we at? Oh my God. I'm just thinking about the editing of this. It's gonna be crazy. All right. King Jin dismantled, Queen Jin handled, returned to the realms. The truth set you free. Somebody's name is Ariel. Because I'm thinking about the Little Mermaid, and it's just like, like she finally sung, right? And Ursula got exposed because Ursula was trying to pretend to be Ariel. So it's like, and then she was like, then the king was like, oh, it's you. You're the one that I met. And then that whole thing, you know. But anywho, King Jin, Queen Jin dismantled. All right, so, okay. So something is done. Something's over. It's like a confession, which is the next card that came out. You have confessed the truth, whether it be to someone or to yourself. A love confession is coming your way today. Be prepared. So somebody is gonna like lay it all on you. The Vincentian accent almost came out. St. Vincent almost came out. But somebody's going to lay it all on the line for you and express to you what has been happening. Hey. 1, 2, 3, XYZ. I have to tell you something, right? And they're going to do it. You're going to come from a space of humility because you understand it. And they're going to come from a place of, they're going to come from a place of, I need to tell this to you because it's like there's something you deserve to know, Pal 4. It's like you deserve to know the truth. You deserve honesty. You deserve that level of respect, right? I didn't know that woman from a hole in the wall, but I knew that woman deserved the respect of at least another genuine woman telling her husband, don't look at me. Go back to the woman you married. Go back to that house, right? And so, and she'll never know me. She won't ever know me. But just to know that there are women out there that think like that. There are men out there that think like that. I'm not going to dibble and dabble with you. You're married. I want you to focus on your marriage, right? So, just food for thought, powerful. Now, your heart is not bulletproof. Protection won't override character. Anubis came out. Weighing the scales. Right? You're weighing the scales today. You're putting a lot of things in perspective. A lot. And I also see this as like a... Oh, for somebody's admiring. Are you admiring someone? I see somebody admiring you, you're admiring someone. Or this could be like a mirroring energy. You're admiring... The person who you're admiring is admiring you. Okay. So, Paul 4, somebody got through to you. Somebody got through to that heart. Somebody was destined to get through and open up that heart chakra and say, hey, this is green, it has a pulse, and it beats. It beats, baby. 2 more cards. 2 more cards. You on a time stack, and that has to do with that youth. Your beauty will not ever fade, only enhance. Yeah. And it's making me think about the song. I forgot the name of it. It's like, he goes, this is why I love you. This is why I love you, because you love me. So, needle in a time stack. Protecting your... Okay, so I can see this like protecting your past self, or the self that wants to make the decision to just move forward into a relationship because it just feels right. And it's just like, in a needle in a time stack, he went back in time to write a letter to his past self. And in the letter, he told his past self, just wait for her. She's coming, right? And so he waited. But when he got back to the present moment, he was down and out. And he asked his sister, was he always this depressed? And she was like, she's worried. Long story short, he ends up going to a party where he's with his friend. And because he gave his friend that solid advice, that friend was much happier, and he actually ended up with the woman he was meant to be with in an alternate universe, in order for him to get back to his divine counterpart. So he meets his divine counterpart at a party. Okay, so something's happened. Like, Christmas is coming up. Christmas party, you going to a Christmas party? I feel like you're going to meet somebody at a Christmas party, and this person that you meet at a Christmas party is actually your divine counterpart. And she was a photographer, if I'm not mistaken. She was a photographer, and she was like snapping pictures, and he only recognized her because somebody bumped him. So somebody shifted him out of, I can see that like somebody's shifting you out of your mind for 2 minutes, because maybe when you're at this party, you're going to be all in your head about something. And it's just like, somebody's going to shift your perspective. I don't know if they're going to bump you, but they're going to shift your perspective. They're going to make you turn in a certain direction, and you're going to see your counterpart. Okay. So that was the do of thy youth. Yeah. I mean, this is something about this is an everlasting, beautiful love. Everlasting love. This is beautiful, though. Be prepared. I mean, I feel like you are, but I don't feel like you're really ready for this. But be prepared, Pal 4, as much as you can be. That's your reading. All right, Pal 5. Open houses, pipe dreams, smoke and mirrors. Give up the ghost of regret awaits. Okay, Pal 5. Let's talk about it. Give up the ghost of regret awaits. Now, this is in connection to Pal 4. I know for a fact. So, smoke and mirrors, open houses. All right. I'll put it like this. I told Pal 4, right, that in the past, I was involuntarily made somebody's mistress. Now, this person who I was involuntarily made their mistress, he was pretending to be single, right? So never mentioned. It was just like how did he put it? He put it like he was co-parenting. He was co-parenting, but he was single, but he was still married, okay? And so I remember there were moments where I wanted to move, and we would talk about moving to different places in New York, right? So I had this huge fascination with downtown Brooklyn, guys. You could not tell me anything bad about downtown Brooklyn because that was my spot, okay? So downtown Brooklyn was just where I grew up, pretty much. Went to college there, worked there. It was just everything, right? Made very like memorable moments with my family, going like down there. It's just great. So I remember he would take me to open houses to say, oh, what do you think about this space? And let's look at this and let's look at that. And we'd actually envision and try to manifest like living in certain areas, and it wasn't happening. I couldn't understand why it wasn't happening, right? I was just like, man, I thought when two people come together and they want to manifest and they want to make something work, it happens, right? But I did not know that this man was married, right? So it's just like, I could see why it never worked. And then even though it didn't deter my heart from downtown Brooklyn, I genuinely still love downtown Brooklyn. It was something to where it made me look at open houses differently, right? So there's something spiritually, there's an open house here in regards to a relationship. Now, open house. All right, Pal 5, let's get started with the cards. Because I'm not trying to do 40 minutes per week. So we have the phosphorus element needed for this level of alchemy. DNA, RNA, ATP. Every time you walk into a room, all they see is divine light. Give me 2 more cards. We have Amika's heart, saves the hearts of the world. 2 more. We have invest in more AI-operated commercial properties. That's in reverse. Okay, so open house. And then we have purchase stress-free teas and their EFTs for a huge profit. Okay, so you could be into stocks, Power 5. So this herbal, I wanted to say herbal medicine. So it's like herbal medicine teas or something like that. Whatever's like being openly traded, and you wonder, should I buy this? Should I buy this stock of this tea company or these stocks of these tea companies and trade it? And yeah, I see this being profitable. But okay, I think that's neither here nor there. We got to get to the meat and the potatoes of the situation. So 5-5. Smoke and mirrors. Something is an illusion, right? So the idea of wanting to move in with a guy because I think he's single and I think it could, you know what? Man, I feel like this shit is coming full fucking circle. I'm so sorry. Forgive the profanity, but I'm thinking about it, right? Power 5, and I'm just like, whoa. It's like I gotta bear everything. I gotta lay it all out on the line. Okay, so uncanny, but okay, we'll go with it because it has to be said. So, in regards to this, maybe you wanted, or you were in a particular situation where you thought, oh, I'm going to build with this person, and yeah, we could really do this, and we can really come together, and we can really, we can really establish ourselves and build this firm foundation, right? And it's like, maybe this person bottom of the deck, third parties and false twin flame alerts. Now I know I got to talk about this. All right, so maybe it was presented in such a way, right? Or maybe this person appeared in such a way like, man, we can be together, we can really do this. Like, I really see this happening. Like, this could really happen. And this person made you feel like, yeah, this person could be the one, right? This person is the one. They have to be the one because we're so in sync. We get it. We just get each other. Whole time, it's like this person just knows how to play the game. It's like pulling on your heartstrings. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to come in like the rescuer, the savior, Salvatore, right? Oh, by the way, that was actually the song that I was looking for, like Lana Del Rey. Now it's time to eat soft ice cream. Yeah, Salvatore, which means savior in Italian. But okay, so they came in looking like someone from just single, right? They came in with this idea of, oh, I want you to believe that I'm single. I want you to believe that I've just been single for years and I've just been looking for the one, and the whole time they're married, right? And so I say that to say, Power 5, look, sometimes you make decisions and Something, maybe you were rushing to make this decision, or maybe this decision happened in haste, okay? And so you said, I got to make this decision now, or, excuse me, I'm going to lose the opportunity to have this house. I'm going to lose the opportunity to be with this person. I'm going to lose the opportunity to build with this person. And let's say you got the house, right? Let's say you got the apartment. Let's say you got the luxury. Let's say you got all of that. And now you're left with just the smoke and mirrors aspect. You're left with the luxurious apartment. You're left with the bills. You're left with everything, and you're missing the partner, right? Part 5, and it's okay because situations are very similar. Don't worry. The only reason I can talk about it is because I'm going through it or I've lived it, okay? So something was built quickly and something was built on faulty grounds. All right. Let's say you need bricks. You need bricks to build this house. Now, in building this house, building this brick, wanting this certain space, it's going to take time, but you don't want to wait. It's yours. You could do this. You could do this, and you can do this quickly. You can do this effectively. You can do this to the 9, right? And so, pile 5, I say that to say you have no problem manifesting, right? Now, whatever you manifest, you're going to get, but be careful what you wish for, okay? So let's say you were in a rush. I got to do this quick. All right, it's working. I'm doing it. Now I'm got to do it even quicker, faster. Now everything's lined up. It looks perfect, part 5. It feels perfect because the person who is in this relationship or the person who has a relationship outside of you is making it feel like everything's fine. This is perfect. You're fine. Just relax. You don't have to be so tense. And the minute you drop one shoulder, they're like, oh, poop, I'm out. Right? This is what this feels like to me. It feels like the second you said, maybe I'll let my guard down. Maybe I'll relax a bit. Smoke and mirrors. Right? Part 5. It's not your fault. But I think the lesson that you have to learn here is when you're building something, when you're manifesting something, right? Manifest from a space of it's the truest, even if it's a delusional idea of reality, it's the truest form for you. What do I mean? Okay, you want to live in a certain space, you want to establish yourself. Don't judge anybody who says, oh yeah, I'll do this with you. Be honest with yourself. Okay, what do I mean? I'll give you an example. Does this person and do we share the same morals? 1. 2, am I attracted to this person? Honestly, not because of what they think they can provide. Am I genuinely attracted to this person? 3, do I feel safe? Do I feel protected? Why not? 4, now that I have everything I wanted to manifest, am I happy? Now, it may have appeared like yes in the beginning. But now it's like, all right, manifestation's here. I'm going to ask you the same questions, pile 5. And if for some reason we got yes turning into no turning into maybe turning into what the did I just do? What have I done? It's okay. Pile 5, I want to let you know that this is okay. But next time you manifest something, go in with that wholehearted delusional truth of being true to you. Okay? Now, I see that you're a light worker, you're a light being, right? You manifest or you create best when you're in the dark. And I don't just mean like all the lights are off, pile 5. I mean like when you're in the dark, you step into the unknown of something. You don't know how something's going to pan out. You just know it has to. You manifest your best. There's something about, especially when you're under pressure, right? When you're under pressure, where some people would just be like, oh, forget it, I want to be a rhinestone. You say, no, I'm under pressure. I'm turning into a diamond right here, right now. ATB, we're blossoming. We're going to blossom into this flower. Nobody is suspecting, right? So it's something like that. But you were put in this position because somebody said, I'm going to allow you to believe that everything is okay. And then the minute you feel it's okay, I'm going to leave you out and I'm going to leave you stranded. And for some of you, pile 5, somebody tried to leave you for dead, like to the wolves. To the wolves, you're gonna come back if you're not shredded in absolute pieces. Don't worry, I got this in the bag. This is what this person thought. Okay, top five? But they don't know you work best under pressure. So you save the hearts of the many people who are thinking everything is just an illusion. There's no, like, Paul 5, if you had the mindset of there's no such thing as real love, fuck love, what is that? Whatever. What kind of contracts can we conjure up? How much money can I make? If you felt like that, you'd have every reason to, but you don't. I see that you're looking at the situation like, yeah, you know what? That person played the shit out of me, but there's something to learn here. How can I move forward? And what's the best way moving forward, right? I think the best thing that could have happened for you was somebody allowing you to see who they truly were before you actually got to the point of, all right, well, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna, express. I'm gonna talk about wedding bells. I'm gonna talk about marriage. I'm gonna talk about X, Y, and Z. And they would have allowed you to set up the ceremony, pick the cake, pick the guest, the flowers, knowing that they were already married. Pile 5, I like the odds that are in your favor because even though it feels like you're losing everything, you have everything to gain. So what do we need to talk about? We need to talk about this AI operated commercial property in reverse. What do we need to say about this? Pile 5, and I feel like I have to tell you, I know you want to keep it, okay? I know you want to keep the space. I know you want to keep the idea because you manifested it. But I would rather you take this upgrade. I would imagine it would be so much better to take this profitable upgrade that you're about to receive because you let it go than stay in a space that you feel like, well, I have to stay in this space because I manifested it. Okay, the partner's gone. Okay, the foundation's gone. Okay, the faulty ground is like, really, it's getting to the point it's charring now. I would rather you move forward. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. It's okay to let something go and to build something better, okay? It's okay. I just want you to know, Pal 5. So let's talk about this commercial properties in reverse. Lovers must lie to protect you from the ones they lay down with. That's in reverse. Woohoo! All right, so you realize that this person was in a relationship or this person was, smoke and mirrors. They pretended to be single, but they were not single. And it's only because you know the truth, Pile 5. Somebody wants your head on a stick. So it's kind of like when somebody is lying to protect you from the ones they lay down with, it's like they're protecting you from crazy exes, right? Protecting you from crazy third parties, protecting you from like psychotic boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives. I see this person trying to gang up with whoever it is that they're with on some, okay, how can we take this person down? Yikes. And this is an ex? Could you imagine? So this is a mean-spirited person, Pal 5. But could you imagine? This person got what they wanted, knowing that they had somebody else, and could you imagine if they were still with you, still living with you, still like entertaining this idea of smoke and mirrors and yeah, we can do this and we can do that. All the while they're plotting with, I'm sorry, the Brooklyn was about to come out of me. All the while they're plotting with another female or they're plotting with another male, right? I would rather you cut your losses, right? I'd rather you cut these losses than look at it from a space of, oh no, I want to be with this person. I want to get back with this person. No, Pile 5, whatever this was built on non-solid ground. No, you do not. You don't want this person. I know. You probably have circumstances that feel like they're tough, right? Somebody threw you into the world and said, okay, now go adult. But I'm telling you, Pile 5, the odds are in your favor. I really do like these odds for you. Now, the cards that came out was, you needed the darkness to appreciate the sun. Shine, baby, shine, right? So you had to understand your light through whoever this was. And I'm going to let you know something right now. Whatever face this previous partner presented to you, like they were the best thing since sliced bread, it was the complete opposite. I hope you know that. Like this person is not nice at all. So if they were pretending to be sweet and lovey-dovey with you and, oh, don't worry, you're everything to, no. So, look at this. This queen is on a rampage. Use it to your advantage. It's lucrative. It makes a statement. Apply pressure. Push buttons. Make a scene. They'll catch on. Checkmate. Right? So you got this woman mad. Oh, how dare you figure out the schemes? How dare you figure out that that's actually my husband that you were entertaining? How dare you, right? They're mad. They're mad. But why are they mad? Because, I don't know. Maybe it's the way they're presenting it to this person. Maybe it's the way they're presenting you. They're painting you out to be like and she's the devil because she led me on and she did all these things and I lost myself for a second, but now I'm back, right? Oh, I was lost in the sauce, but now I'm back. She won't come in between us again. And this woman, this wife, this girlfriend has no idea that this man was presenting himself to be single for 10 plus years and he was waiting for the right one, right? Or vice versa. Take out resonates. But how dare you, right? And then you can also see it like this. Like, maybe she was happy. Maybe she was happy that she didn't have to deal with him. She got to party and do everything else. And she, he was still paying the car note. He's still paying the bills. He was still paying the mortgage. It's like, how dare you interrupt my fun? You're supposed to be over there and he's supposed to be single and happy with you. How dare you bring him back to me? This feels like this kind of energy. About 5. What am I picking up? Aye. So the queen is on a rampage. So she's upset. You figured out her game. You still checkmated her king even while she was on the board. Well, what can you say? Right? Meditate on the Hindu goddess of wealth today. Meditate on you today, Part 5. Like, this goddess, this rich woman, this rich man, this wealthy 1% soft life, top of the line person is not anything outside of you. Do not think you needed this person in order to create this life. You didn't. In all honesty, the type of energy you carry, you can produce this life on your own. All you have to do is think it. Say, you know what? Psh, bump that. Now that I've turned into this diamond, let me manifest this wealth and riches and success and soft life for me. Just for me. Just for me. All about me. Me to me. Me to me. From me to me. Right? You can manifest that. You don't need anybody to do it. Look, you have an ex that saw the advantages of your light. They saw the advantages of your energy. You could be around people that produce such good energy that just you being in their presence, forget. I'm not even going to talk about being intimate with them, right? Just you being around their presence is nothing but good luck. Back to back to back to back. Or it feels like good luck. It feels like a good day every day. Like, man, I woke up next to such and such, and this has just been a great day through and through. Now I'm going to go home, and it's going to feel like a great day through and through. Like, and people can get very addictive to that level of energy because a lot of people don't carry that energy. You know what's on a lot of people's minds? Oh, man, this day, the energy, the bills, all this, all that, whoa, all the woes, right? They're not thinking to stay in high vibrational energy. You know what? I'm grateful for this, despite the fact of 1, 2, 3. But this person got a taste of your energy, whiff of your energy, and was just like, you mean to tell me it could feel like this every day? I could be this high vibrational every single day? You mean to tell me this? I can have a good day every day? Now, I'm going to tell you what happens when a person is not used to that level of energy with the person they actually said, I do too, got married with, and you pull away because you realize that, hey, you were trying to build grounds on me that wasn't on the up and up. I don't appreciate this. I'm going to distance myself and I'm going to heal. Phew! Right? Now what happens? Now this person is looking like, cut off. I got to go back to this energy. I can't generate any good energy. I don't know why I want to say good juju. Right? Power 5, you were dealing with somebody that's into that stuff, okay? They're into that craft. And so it's like I can't take any of this Power 5's good energy, right? Oh man, it's like they took my mojo. So now this person, your ex-partner, is taking it out on this person they're originally with, right? That's their original partner. That's it, right? They're taking it out on this person. They're directing their energy on this person. And you this, and you that, and you don't do this, and you don't do that. And you need to give me good energy. You don't give me any good energy. When they met this person, they didn't come with any good energy. So what did they think was going to change? And you have the power to do that. You can change a person's energy. You can change a person's day just by being around you. Just by look. The power that you possess, Pile 5. You got this. Whoever this former ex is. You got this man. You got this woman pissed off because reality is hitting. Their smoke and mirrors is hitting. Oh shit! You mean to tell me the only reason I had a good day was because of Pile 5? Yup. Only reason I got that good energy, I had this, like, it just felt like I was just winning back to back to back was because I was with Pile 5? Yes. Need you say more, Pile 5? No. Right? So, you meditate on the wealth you want to bring yourself. Because the previous shit was smoke and mirrors, okay? Now you got the truth. All right? The truth is in who? It's in you. And so it's making me think about that song. I forgot her name, but she's an artist. And she's an Indian woman, and she sings, and she takes the form of the goddess, right? Pavarti, I think it is. Yeah, she takes the form of that goddess, and she goes, we are the body of light that will inspire this whole entire lifetime. You are the key to the clouds that doubt the moon, as long as you believe in you. So there's something in regards to, even in the darkest hour, Pile 5, you can clear whatever this is. It's smoke, it's clouds, I don't give a shit, right? You can clear this out. And you can even see the light coming from the moon. You can see your inner light, even in the darkest of times that you're in. And say, you know what, let's utilize this. Forget all of this, forget this, whatever I thought I was building is not working. I'm upgrading. I want to upgrade. That's it. And you can do that. You literally, that's your good karma. 5. You got really good energy. Utilize it. Okay, so purchase stress-free teas and their EFTs for a huge profit. Look, you even got, and I'll put it like this before I move on to this last part, right? I'll put it like this. You even got dark forces looking at you on some, you need me? What do you need? Because I saw what happened. Pile 5, I saw what that person did. This dark energy, this dark force is just like, what do you need, Pile 5? Because when you pull in the kind of power that you got, and you got dark forces willing to lift you up back into your original life, do you know the power you possess, Pile 5? Okay, and that's all I'm going to say. So we have add a luxury resort to your portfolio, huge profits. Look at this, profit after profit after profit. A prophet with a profit. Are you a prophet, Pile 5? Are you going to prophesy a profit over your life? You should. You're going to get it. Take a vacation. Take a trip. Work on something. Portfolio. Work on your body of work. Work on... It's something that you do. It's bound to bring in money. You know what, Pile 5? Just shine, yo. Just shine. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. Just shine. So... let's go about your reading. Or what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about this luxury resort. Okay. I feel like you're supposed to take a vacation. I'm going to be honest. Because it's giving me, all right, because the situation happened, you had to clear, you had to let everything go, you had to dismiss it. I don't know how you do it, how you come into this huge profit, but this seems very quick and very sudden. Okay, so boom, you get this huge profit, very quick, very sudden. You know what I would do if I were you? Let's say this person left you with the bills to pay, right? They left you with rent, they left you with light, gas, they left you with no food. I mean, they just left you to hang and dry, Pile 5, right? I see you taking this. I see you clearing off or paying off everything that needs to be cleared and paid off. And it's like, the very first thing you should do is just take a trip. Just go somewhere. Go on vacation. Let's say you have your passport. Go to some, the kind of money that's about to come in, I'm going to say go wherever your heart desires and just take a breather. Pile 5, just relax, right? You deserve this. You've been through so much. Oh my God. Let's close this reading out. Go somewhere where's the place? You said, oh man, if I could just visit this. And let's say you can't go to the overseas top creme de la creme just yet because you got to get certain things in order. Let's say you need to renew your passport or something like that. Just go to some place that replicates it within the States or within wherever because I feel like the universe is telling you need a break, okay? You've been through a lot and you just need a break. You just need to relax. So let's close this out. All right, so computer versus creator, who wins? That's in reverse. We all know who wins. Come on. Digital, get down. We all know who wins, right? So computer versus creator. Look, they couldn't. They couldn't. Like, I'm gonna say what I'm thinking because I feel like this needs to be said, right? But I'm looking at this and I'm looking at DNA, RNA, ATP. Like, I can see it like somebody trying to replace you, right? And then also seeing it from the sense of like, this person could have somebody that just tells them whatever they want to hear. So it's just like maybe your ex, like they go to this person and they're asking this person, oh, do you love me? And the response this person gets is, yeah, baby, I love you long time. Like, we already know what that means, right? I love you long time is like code for, yeah, I'll say whatever you gotta, you want me to say, just give me the money. Like, it feels like that. So somebody tried to replace you with the I love you long time kind of energy. And it's just another form of smoke and mirrors, but I feel like this is this person's definition of what they did to you. So you could call it karma. I don't know. Do I need to say that? No, I'm not saying that. In order to know who did it, you have to follow the money. This is a power move. Yeah. I could also see this as somebody, they could have got paid off. Look, I'll pay you to leave this person. Or I'll pay you to excuse me. I'll pay you to humiliate this person. I'll pay you to be with this person, talk them up, knowing that you're married, and just drop them like a bad habit. So let's talk about this because, this person's not going to get unnoticed because the fact that they hit the board means they need to get noticed. So if somebody was paid money, person has a lot of options. And then this person also feels like, they had no choice, right? Because it was either they take the money or they got threatened. Like, it's either you take the money to humiliate this person or I'm going to humiliate you. It's like they dealt with whatever this energy is. Person has a lot of options. Like, I'll pay you to make it seem, to make Power 5 jealous. That's how this feels, right? They wanted you to. And then on top of that, this is why I got to say you got to stay true to you because Power 5, I don't even think you were attracted to the person you settled for. Listen to what I said. I don't think you were attracted to the person you settled for. Okay. So this person, whoever did this, if this was a power play, oh yeah, I'll pay you to leave them. I'll pay you to leave Power 5. They did you a favor. So thank them. I cannot make this shit up. What is this? Billionaire bars? Yo. Power 5. Power 5. Talk about billionaire bars, please. So it could literally be a black billionaire. Or this could be somebody who just, it could be somebody that wanted to just play God in your life. I mean, I don't know. Let's talk about this. Oh, the deception. Okay, wants the position of pharaoh/queen, but can't handle prince and princess roles. Show them why you're chosen. And, man, what is with this person paying people or trying to pay people to humiliate you? It's kind of strange. You mean to tell me you got that much money and you that fucking bored? Power 5. All right. this is another orchestration. Somebody was paid off. Whoever this person is, this person has a lot of money, high end. Yes. This person, unbeknownst to you, Pile 5, you have somebody that's paying people off to either humiliate you or leave you alone because they are what? So enamored and so in love with you. I used to pick this stuff up. It's so weird. It's just like, all right, so person has a lot of options. No. Wants your position. Yes. This is why I'm going to explain to you why this feels so weird. Okay? Somebody wants the position. Something is very deceptive. Somebody wants your position. The position you hold, the power that you hold. They feel like they cannot acquire this level of power unless they are actually with you. Okay? Now, in order to be with you, what do they have to make you? Let me retract that statement. In order to be with you, what do they feel they have to do? Make you broke, penniless, heartbroken. Somebody wants to come in like, look at all the deception that happened. Look at all the humiliation that happened. Now I can just step in and I can look like, I'm the man or I'm the woman. But look at all of this. And I have to take a moment of silence because I'm flabbergasted. I'm so surprised at this person. What is this like, how many signs and synchronicities does this person have to get to realize not only are you the truth, Pal 5, but you cannot be taken up out of your position? Somebody thinks the more they can humiliate you, the more they can feel better about themselves, taking you off your high horse because they secretly want your position, but they're head over heels in love with you. This is why I say this energy, this type of shit is weird. It's like, yeah, I'm going to break you, and I'm going to build you up again, then I'm going to break you down again, then I'm going to build you up again, then I'm going to break you down again. And then when you're truly broken, nowhere to turn, I'm going to come in and make it seem like, aren't I the best person you ever met, Pal 5? Aren't I just the greatest guy in the world? Aren't I just the greatest woman in the world? Don't you just love me? Yikes. Somebody thinks they love you, right? This rich person, not rich. This physically wealthy, but morally poverty-stricken person thinks they love you. And I'm going to say morally poverty-stricken because you got all this money, you got all this time. And you think your definition of love is humiliating somebody, breaking them down, making them, or trying to make them feel like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do the other. Give me your position, give me your position, give me your position. I'm rich. This is not love. And then on top of that, they want to make it seem like it's universal love. Like they genuinely, they love you so much. Oh my gosh, they don't know what they would do without you, right? They want to make it seem like it's this, but look at what this person has done to you, Pal 5. Look at all of this. Somebody tried to make a complete disaster of your life and say because they cared about you. No, they did not. What the shit? Like, what kind of shit is this? Yeah, now they want to try. Look, a Leo could be involved, and then I see like somebody has an accent because I'm seeing liar, but they're saying it with an accent, like lower, right? Like somebody's lower. Like something is extended, right? Somebody could be underwater, or this person could be underwater because of what they did to you. Not physically, but somebody, like the pressures is rising, it's building. And they actually want, listen, Prophet, somebody's actually going to confess to you, or they're actually going to tell you what they have done, or they are the person behind this. Or somebody who has been in on this plan is actually going to come to you and say, look, you know what? Like this person did some shit. This is this person that did it. Somebody's going to admit it. They're going to actually want to admit to you who's been doing this behind the scenes. I don't think you're going to look at this person from the perspective of, oh yeah, it's because they cared about me. It's because they loved me. That's the only reason. I think by the time you see this person, you're going to look at this person like, stay away from me. Right? It made me think about Little Nicky. Adam Sandler, when he was passing by, and little Nicky, he was the devil's son, and he was passing by a blind pastor, and the pastor sensed him, and he pointed at Adam Sandler. He said, "You make the Lord very nervous." So I don't think you're gonna see. I'm so sorry about that. I don't think you're gonna see this person. I don't think you're gonna see them on some just a regular passerby. Like you're gonna look at this person like they're the goddamn devil. This is so much time and energy spent trying to humiliate you. I'm not, and I just want to put it out there, Pal 5. I'm not laughing at you, but it's just like this is unreal. This is so unreal. This is like Lucifer's son on some, oh yeah, I got a thing for Pile 5, and I'm just going to be destructive because that's how I show my love. Like, whoa. So, if you only knew the level to which this person admires you, you have no idea. And this is under Amica's heart. Saves the hearts of the world. So it could be a mother figure. Somebody, like, there's a mother figure that looks at you and they're just like, well, like, that's a true heart. Pile 5's a true heart. Because it's like going through, and I can see it like this, right? It's like you go through all of these motions and you still find reasons to smile. You still find reasons to laugh. You still find reasons to like look on the bright side, right? And it's just like this person, the reason this person can't comprehend it, because it's like in their mind, they're paying all this money to make you miserable, and yet you're still happy. You're still vibrating from the space of, okay, didn't work out. I guess I could just do this, or I just gotta trust and I gotta surrender. They don't want you like that. You know how they wanted you with all this money they were spending, all these people they were saying, oh, I'll pay you this, I'll pay you this. They wanted you pulling your hair out. They wanted you strung out. They wanted you just out there. I mean, humiliation in the form of like, you just show your whole ass, right? They just wanted you out there. And it's just like, you found a reason to just be like, you know what? All right, this just means I gotta evolve this way. I gotta move forward this way. I gotta look at something from a different perspective. They don't understand that. Somebody does not understand why your heart is so big after they tried to make you so miserable. Family is everything. Nurture them and they will nurture you. That's in reverse. You're dealing with somebody's father, somebody's pop, somebody's pop, somebody's grandpa. Like you're dealing somebody is just looking at you like, what can I do next? And I feel like this is getting shut down. I just want you to know, Power 5, when this kind of energy comes over the read, it just lets you know that whoever this person is, it's like they have to be exposed, but this is something you have to know, right? And this could, I'm not gonna lie, for some of you, this could be your actual father. This could be an actual father figure that feels like, oh, I'll pay you to do this. I'll pay you to ruin my daughter. I'll pay you to just humiliate my daughter. I'll pay you to do that. Like, dang. And there isn't a time lapse. This person won't follow you. I mean, I wish this person had this kind of heart to follow you with a sense of protection. Pile, like, what? Because this is just like, it's like, be miserable, be angry, be this, be that. What do you mean you're not angry? Ah! Like, it's like when you're not angry, when you're finding a reason to be happy, this person is pissed off. Like, why are you so happy? Like, you don't even know what you're going to do next. You don't know how you're going to come into this. You don't know how you're going to do. Why are you so goddamn happy? Like, this person gets pissed. Yikes. This person could follow you. I don't think they're following you in the physical. I mean, they got people for that, right? I mean, all that money. So I don't think they're following you on a personal level, on a physical. I don't think they're physically, literally following you. They could have people following you, but for this, it's just like, it's like taking the reins. They can't decide. Somebody is realizing they cannot keep deciding your life or your fate for you. I don't understand if this man has so much money. I don't understand what's the issue. It just goes to show you could have all the money in the world and still be miserable, still be unhappy. All this money. And it's like the only time this person gets joy is when your heart is broken. Or when you're crying, but you're releasing because you're sad about something. This is the only, like, I swear to you, this is giving me like 50 Shades of Grey area, like energy, right? It's like the more you're in pain, the more this person gets off. Like, oh, they're in pain today. Oh, they're crying today. Oh, they're sad today. Let me jack off. It feels like that. It's weird. So family, that's in reverse. So let's talk about that. Yeah. Stay spiritually hydrated, Pile 5. Physically hydrated. Like, just stay in the word. Stay in the know. Right? Attune to your body. Listen to your body. If ever there's a time it's just like, hey, I want to drink more water. Hey, I want to do a spiritual bath. I want to cleanse. Hey, I want to just relax right now. I want to rest. Because whoever this guy is, he's working overtime to just, even to the point he's disrupting your sleep patterns. Like somebody is literally paying people to disrupt your sleep. Wake up. I'm up. Therefore, you got to be up. I'm upset. You cannot be sleeping peacefully. Wake the fuck up. It's giving me this kind of energy. You got to remove this person from your energy. I feel powerful. And they won't fall. Like, this person, they can't be in close proximity to you. You know why? Because I feel like, you know how people can't be around certain celebrities because they carry a certain energy. There's a certain vibration to certain celebrities where if the average person tries to hang around them, they'll get sick. This is giving me, if this person ever tries to come around you, it's like, it just feels like I'm seeing somebody's body going from a physical body to just turning into dust. Like, this person can't be around you, or their body's gonna, your vibration is so high that their body is going to start to break down and deteriorate. So this person has to watch you from afar, right? They have to send other people in that they feel can handle your energy better. But even to the people they're sending in, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to send you in, destroy her life, to just ridicule her, humiliate her. And then these people come back. It's just like, okay, well, what's the verdict? Is she humiliated? Is she sad? Is she crying? It's like, no. And you know what? Whoever you are, she's actually pretty cool. He's actually pretty dope. Don't tell me that. It's not what I pay you for, right? It's giving me that. So this person is realizing that they made the wrong decision. It's like you made the right decision for yourself as well as others involved. That's in reverse. I don't know why this person think thought they had to come up against you. Like for a position, if you already have so much money, if you already have so much power, if you already have so many henchmen, so many footworkers, for a position. Remember what T.I. said? Unhappy with the riches because you're piss poor what? Morally, right? So unhappy with the riches. Doesn't matter. This person can turn into a trillionaire overnight. A millionaire that's higher than a trillionaire overnight. Oh, Pile 5. Are they still alive? Are they still happy? Are they still breathing? Jeez. Pile 5. Keep laughing. Keep smiling. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing. Just whatever you need to do to keep this person on your energy, keep doing that. In order to appreciate the land, understand its roots, don't build just yet. Something has to be dug up. That's in reverse. That's in reverse to you. Like, don't build. Like, whatever it is you're creating, whatever it is you're doing, keep building. I don't care if this person gets the relay every second of the day of what you're doing. Hey, she just created this. Hey, Pile 5 just created that. He just did this. Keep building. Keep building. Because the end of your reading is nothing but profit. It's nothing but peace. It's nothing but relaxation. Keep building. I don't care what this person thinks they're doing to you. I don't care how much money this person thinks they have or they're going to continue to have for the rest of their life. You keep building. 2 more cards. Deprogram and reboot. It'll work this time. Man, somebody used you like a supercomputer. Who hired you? Who trained you? Who taught you how to do this? Who taught you how to move like that? Who taught you about this? You know what you tell them? God. God taught me. In the name of Jesus. God taught me. God taught me. My spiritual team taught me. My soul tribe taught me. They taught me. Right? This person is they don't even look at you like you're human anymore. The average human would have folded up. Average human would have curled up. Average human would have conformed. But you don't, and you don't even have, whatever this is, you don't even have the background for it, right? Whatever these tactics are, you don't have the military background for it. You don't have a Navy background. You don't have a Marine background. You don't have any of these backgrounds to do the way you did not crash and burn the way this person wanted you to pile 5. And now they're looking at you like, oh, who trained you? All the people you sent in, right? Tell them that, pile 5. All the people they sent in to break you down and humiliate you, they taught you. So technically, you learned from the best. Technically. I'm not saying the best in character, but you learned from the best of the darkest of tactics. And look at you. Look at you and look at you and look at you. Look at you. Your heart creates harmony for the lost. Pile 5, it's time to be seen so they can be found. That is your reading. Pile 6, last but not least. I don't know why I had to do so many piles, but I did. Pile 6. Where are you? Your salvation is someone's judgment. So the card that I got was science versus spirituality, logic versus faith versus fate. So your salvation, your freedom, liberation, no longer oppressed, suppressed, is somebody's judgment. Pile 5, I would not be surprised if you're connected to pile 6, I would not be surprised if you're connected to pile 5. And now I know for a fact you're connected to pile 5. So, all right, salvation, somebody's judgment. You have rally and support no matter the skin color. That's in reverse. Woo. They will be left behind. They couldn't see your worth. It's too late if they do now. Pile 6. You're not confused. Okay? You're not confused. You're not crazy. You're not insane. Right? I think I have to put that out there for you because maybe somebody did everything that they did to try to make it seem like you were crazy. You're not crazy. You know exactly what you're talking about. 2 more cards. Time to back their attitude into a corner until they calm down. And typically, when I created that card, when I had it in my book, it was like, that was the go off card. So pile 6, you're about to go off on somebody. And these 2 countries being allies is your financier's best move. Right. Uniting with the right people. What's something brown? It's either a brown or, gosh, what's his name? Something brown. Because I'm seeing Mr. Brown. I'm seeing Brown, and then I'm seeing the name Richard in my head. Richard, Rich. Richard, Richie, Richie, Rich, Richard. Right? Okay, so let's see. Rally and support. No matter the skin color, that's in reverse. So I'm not supporting the people that, let's see. Pile 6. I feel like you're about to shut somebody's whole life down. And not so much that it's just like, oh my gosh, what happened to them? R.I.P. But you're about to shut somebody's whole entire existence, their means to an end. You're just going to, there's something about cancellation. Something has been canceled. Show up and show out in a room they swore they blocked you from. Walk in gracefully past the gatekeepers you're firing upon arrival. Do it with a smile. I'm not going to fire you so-and-so, right? Like what I used from the movie Moneyball when they were just trading players, and it's like somebody just felt like the pattern that they've been using for 30, 40, 50, 60 plus years just works. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It works, right? And it's just like, yeah, You think this pattern works, but you're on a losing team, right? Everybody you pull in, it's just like you pull in with this idea, right? You give them a little bit of money, you don't enhance their skill set, and then you expect them to perform in such a way they're supposed to take home a championship for you. It's not going to work that way. So somebody has this system set up, right? And it's outdated. So you're dealing with somebody who, I want to say, I don't even want to say that, because to say old-fashioned means I actually have respect for the system, and I don't. So they have an outdated view on looking at the world, okay? And the reason they look at the world the way that they do is because maybe this is how they got into the game. Baseball is significant, but maybe this is how they got into the game. Maybe this is how they got into the league. Maybe this is how they hold the position that they do now. It's because they followed a certain pattern, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the minute Brad Pitt pulls in, this younger guy is like half the age of everybody in there, and he's saying, well, due to the stats, I think you're going to have this type of team, and you can have this type of team. He was looking at the attributes of a person before he put them on the team. And it was up to Brad Pitt to move them and shake them and bargain. No strings, no feelings attached. I want a championship. I want to win. This system that you have set up, it's not working for me. It's not working for the team. We've been on a losing streak. You bring in somebody half your age. They can bring in the players that you thought, oh, they're not fit, they're not equipped for the job, or they have this disadvantage, that disadvantage. But yet, it was because of the players that were picked that had so many disadvantages up against them, why they almost won the championships. And the only reason they didn't win is because they were playing the best of the best with all the advantages. You see where I'm going, Pal 6? Hope you do. So now this person has to get replaced. I'm not going to fire you so-and-so, but you know you're fired, right? And you're going to do this. You're going to be able to do that and say, who was the person that created the system of humiliation, discrimination, disadvantage after disadvantage, and then you come in, and then after you come in, after this person is just down and out and they're just in the dumps, that's when this person comes in and they just offer the best deal because they quote unquote believe in me. Who's that guy? Point him out. He's fired. I see you doing that. It's just part of the game, right? It's like 7-Up. You know who put your thumb down? You're pointing at the person. Oh, you cheating. No, get out. Now you're coming into the game, Pile 6, and you get to pick whoever you want. And you know who you're going to pick? You're going to pick the people who are at a disadvantage, who are under the oppression of this person's hand, and you're going to show them, I'm going to show you why you're the best of the best, because the fact that this person put so much time and effort to bring you down to nothing lets you know you're the best of the best. I'm going to prove it to you. So you're able to do the job done. You're able to get the job done, and you're able to do it. And you don't have the experience. You're not even as old as this person is, right? And God forbid, should you be the opposite sex? Oh Jesus, this person may just as well catch a heart attack. Because who thought to do this? Obstacle after obstacle. Only thing you can control is yourself. That's in reverse. The obstacles have been removed, Pile 6. The obstacle, the person that has been posing as an obstacle, standing in front of your door, knowing that they had no business standing in front of your door, yeah, they're removed. You are meant to be seen. It's okay to step off of your G7500 and introduce yourself. Yeah, right. As if this person has the guts to actually do that shit. As if they have the nerve. as if they have the gall, the audacity, the tenacity to step down and introduce themselves. Like they didn't try to make your life a living fucking hell. Sekhmet, do you know how loved and adored you are? I hope you do, process. I hope you know that. I hope you know you're loved and adored. Not because you call judgment. Not because you can look at a situation or you could see through people. But I hope you know I hope you know that you're loved and adored because despite everything, you can still look at a situation and you can say, you know what? How can I heal from this? You know what? How can I heal the world today from people like this? How can I do this? Pile 6, you think like that on a day-to-day. So you take the punches, you take the rolls, and you take whatever comes your way, right? But you look at it from a standpoint of, how can I make the world a better place? That's why you're loved and adored. It's not because you can bring a person down. You can bring a woman or a man down to their knees with your words. It's the way you do it. It's how you speak to a person. You got a powerful tongue. Because the minute you call judgment, whoever's on that other side, whoever's on that receiving side, that's it. And that's a God-given gift. And the reason it was given to you is because you were going to know how to utilize it. Go back to your luxury underwater home. The answer is there. So the Maldives. I always think about the Maldives. But okay, let's see. Your love and healing abilities is not a game to this person. They want you off the market and in their arms. Yeah. Somebody wants you in their house, Pile 6. It's not whoever this G65 or whatever. It's not this person, but somebody. They love you. Oh my God. The love. It's the love here. It's nothing but love. Just love here. It's time to back their attitude into a corner until they calm down. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let them talk that big shit, because you're a big deal. Okay? You're a big deal, Pile 6. You are a big deal. This is why. Oh my gosh. Listen. You got billionaires. Billionaires. You got wealthy people. You're not even... You could walk into a room and you can see the anomaly. You can see the oddity, right? And not just with the person. You can see the oddity in the way that the game is being played, the way that the players are being shifted. Stop overlooking these players you're trying to put at a disadvantage. They are actually going to be the best team you can form. Oh, no, 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 no. Everything changes now. Pile 6, you're going to walk into that room and everything's going to change. Everything. You know the type of deals? Oh, Pile 6. I'm just going to leave that to your surprise because it's beautiful. Just know that, okay? You know the type of deals you're going to be closing? And you're going to be looking back like, man, dang. I remember when I was doing 1, 2, 3, XYZ. I remember when I was wondering what I was going to eat next. How I was going to get my next meal. How I was going to pay this rent. Look at all this money. Like, look at all these commas. And you're going to look at the commas. And the thing is, where people would look at the commas and be like, oh, that's so much money. I got to keep it all to myself. You're going to look at the commas and you're going to, I see you teaching, right? I see you teaching younger people. Like I see you teaching, could be your sons or your daughters or the sons and the daughters of the people who actually want you in a room. I see you teaching them to just look at the numbers, but not look at it from a sense of they have to have like anxiety or they're nervous because it's so much money. It's just like, it's a digit. Now tell me You tell me how you would move this digit, how you would transfer this amount of money, how you would go to convert 1, 2, and 3. Because you know, in teaching that little boy or that little girl or your son or your daughter, it's going to come a time where who knows, the world may be looking at a number we're not used to. And where the world is like shocked and appalled, and they're just like, oh, how are we going to do this? How are we going to move this? How are we going to move that? Because of that kid, because of that child, of that, whoever that person is that you taught, they're going to be looking at it like, oh, it's okay. It's just numbers. Don't worry about it. I got this covered. It's like either you birth the next, like, the financier that just saves the world, or you are teaching other people's children to do this. Like, whatever this is big. Oh my God. That's, in case you wanted to know, Pal 6, what was the big idea? What's the big deal? You're the big deal. That's why. Okay? So somebody was holding you back because they like the energy, they like sitting at the table, they like moving all these billions and trillions of dollars, but they like moving it for their personal comfort. You come into the room and you're just like, all right, teach me how to move it. Okay, now I'm going to teach your kids, and I'm going to teach your kids how to move this. So this way they're not afraid. Pal 6, you are bad. You are bad. You are baddie. Pal 6, you are a baddie. Okay. These countries being allies is your financier's best move. I'll shut the world down to find you. 6. I'll shut the world down to find you. I love you more than you ever know. And then you have another one. If I wasn't who I am, would you still love me? Can you accept my dark past? It's too... Who are these people? Yeah, I feel like you're dealing with some, like, the people that are in the room with you, maybe. This could be predominant. Look, this is what I'm seeing in politics. This could be predominantly male, right? Let's say you come in and it's a room full of like 6 to 7 males, okay? You come in, they know how to shift this money already. They got to teach you, right? You come in, you fire the person, or you replace the person who's just like, no, I want to sit here. I want to be at this table forever, right? Unbeknownst to you, before you even walk into this room, these men know who you are, and they're just like, yo, Pal 6. Somebody knows. It's like, you know, when you have it's giving me like, you see those shows, but it's not a reality show, right? But you see those reality shows where, like back in the day, where the woman used to compete for the guy, and it's like, you're going to enter a room where these men like have, and it's not even just subjected to women, 6, but these men have like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people competing for them, right? Competing for their hand. And it's like, when you walk into the room, they're going to be like, Pal 6, right? So I don't know who you are. You just know that's the energy you're carrying. And you're supposed to be a part of this group. You're always meant to be a part of this group, okay? Like, just know that. And the thing is, I feel like the reason why numbers don't scare you is because it's like, because of how long you've been deprived, right? So, and I'm going to put it from a sense of this. Let's say majority of your life you had this entity, identity, right? You had this identity attached to you that you were supposed to be poor, poverty stricken. You weren't supposed to, like, you were merely supposed to survive, barely survive, right? And so there, with that comes a depreciation, right? It comes a depreciation of numbers, comes a depreciation of, like, you know, having a minimalistic life, right? So it's like having that, you take that energy, but not because you want to stay like poverty stricken, but you handle it from a sense of like, okay, so let's say the globe can only distribute this year maybe 2.7 NNs, right? Nanillions, like higher than trillions. All right, so they can only distribute 2.7 this. All right, so we could do this, we could do that, and then you put it in. It's like there's something that you do that restores the numbers, the number system. And I'm like, my hand is moving like an arrow, right? And it's something in regards to the curve. Remember the equation of like the where you had to find the highest point, like the summit of the curve, right? And then you had to figure out, in order to figure that out, was to calculate the numbers that you had, like that was given to you in the equation. I see you doing something like this. I forgot what it's called, guys. But I see you doing something like this, and then looking at it from a standpoint, it's just like, oh, how did Pile 6 do this? Like, how did she know, or how did he know to do this? And it's just like, you're looking at it from the point of, okay, I know what it's like to have $2 in my pocket, and I'm going in with a budget of $1, right? Because you want to save the other dollar. How would I do this? But you do it, Pile 6, okay? So be upset all you want. I'm not quitting on us. I'll fight anyone for you. Oh my god, that's in reverse. Yeah. Yeah, you may have somebody so salty that before they get fired, like they'll be damned if you walk into that room and fire them. They'll quit. They will be so petty and quit, knowing that you're gonna take their place. Pet to the tag, pet. All right, so step down and resign respectfully before things get out of hand and you have to answer the questions you never intended to. Yeah. This is another person. Pile 6. So this is decision maker, but they're upright. So I'm seeing it from the sense of like a male energy, masculine energy, step down and resign. So the step down and resign is coming from they will be left behind. They don't want to be left behind. So you got people that know, okay, I feel like these people know, okay, you're next up, Pile 6. You're next in line to run this company, handle these affairs, deal with these global issues. Excuse me, you're next up. And so they want to make it seem like they did it on their own accord. It wasn't because of you. Pile 6, it damn well, you better believe it was because of you. But it's not because of you they want to step down. They just feel the need to step down. They just feel like it's their time. They want to retire. They want to be happy. They want to be comfortable. They want to do X, Y, and Z. Now, they just do not want you coming in the room and saying, oh, it was you, huh? I'm not going to tell you fired. Right? So, love for the greater good requires the loss of many great loves. Yeah. Man, a sacrifice. There's a lot of sacrifice here. Out of respect, right? This is out of respect for family, out of respect for partnerships, out of respect for self. Like, I know you don't get it. I know you don't understand why I had to do what I did, but you'll know. Sooner or later, you'll see it. You'll figure it out. It's just like when I used to look at it from the standpoint of my mom. And I used to look at her like there was a moment where, I talk about this in my previous reading, but I say like, yo, why did you just check out? Like, you just left me here to figure it out. Like, I had that phase. I just wanted to know from my mom. I was like, why did she leave me to just figure this out? Why did she do this to me? Right? And I'm realizing now it's not what she did to me as it is what she did for me. Okay? Because if somebody knows you have big shoes to fill, and they know that if they do everything in their power to stop you from filling in those big shoes, right? it's like by the time you're actually meant to come into that position, you're so unprepared that you're gonna give up before you even start. So a lot of people don't understand pile six, the decisions that you've had to make in the past in regards to love, right? But it was for the greater good. Something is for the greater good of humanity. Like, because I keep wanting to tell you, like, they didn't understand it before, but they will. And then it also makes me think about, always be compassionate to the ones who have spiritual blood on their hands. No amount of soap can wipe off. So look, then it also it makes me think about, right, the time that I was living in New York and my light went out. Like the light bulb went out. And it went out for a couple of days. And I remember telling my brother that I lived with at the time, I said, oh, my light went out and I can't, like, we don't have another light bulb. Like, can we have another light? And I remember one time he left for work and I thought he was just ignoring me, right? Because there was a point in time where my youngest of my three brothers, he was not the nicest to me. And I think that's, but I say that to say this. And so that time where I thought he was just ignoring me, right? I was just like, man, I've been telling him that the light bulb, and I don't have another light. Like, I can't see anything when it gets, like, really dark in this room. And so he left out, and then I went into the living room, and he left me a light bulb, and then he left me a note, and he said, here, I know your light bulb went out, but I just thought you could take mine. So you'd have, it's the way he wrote it, like you would have light for the both of us or something like that. And then it was that realization that made me think like, oh, he was listening to me. So pile six, like you put someone in a position where they feel like, why did you just go? Why did you just leave, when you left? And why couldn't you just stay? And but it's like you did it for the both of you. Like whoever it was, like whoever this person was, it could be a brother. Like you didn't go back for the sake of you and your brother, or you didn't try to make things work for the sake of, you saw like you're gonna need me more in the future with this time apart, then you could actually see the value of me if I'm still here, or if I decided to just go back, on plus six. So yes, somebody is looking for you. Could be a financier. I'm not gonna lie, I'll shut the whole world to find you. So somebody's look, and I can also see it like this too. Somebody in that room is looking for you. So like somebody wants exact coordinates. I mean exact, like to know where are you exactly, right? Like somebody wants to know exactly where you are. Sorry, my voice is cracking past six. Somebody wants to know exactly where you are, and they want to ask, like, I don't know, is this person that crazy ass billionaire that I picked up in the previous read? No, okay, this is a different person. Oh, thank God. Somebody wants to know if you could accept their dark past. What's the dark past though? Somebody, maybe they want to know, like, if you would accept, if you could finally see the reason that they acted the way they did towards you. This is not the crazy ass billionaire. This probably the billionaire you thought you were gonna, that thought that they were gonna make you fold before you went into that room, right? But this is not that person. Whoever this person is, it's just like, it's like what they had to agree upon, right? Like the decisions they had to make. Let's say their decisions were part of, that person from a previous file. And it's just like, okay, can you see as to why I did this, right? Or can you see as to why I had to agree to this? Can you accept my dark past? Let's see. So third party or false twin flames alert. And then also pile 6, fuck the person who thinks you're mean. They don't know what you've been through. Like, I had to say that because somebody wants to make it seem like, oh, you're so mean, you're so this. Yeah, okay. But if they were 5 minutes, 2 minutes in your shoes, 20 steps in, 1 mile deep, they would turn into the raging Hulk, or they would be a raging bitch, right? So, no, like, fuck that. So, anywho, third party and false twin flame alert. So, the setup. And I could also see this like putting you in a situation. Like, so you could have had somebody that put you in a situation to where, oh, you gotta compete, right? Or you can, like, blood on their hands. This person has blood on their hands, but they knew. Somebody knew, okay, I have to do this. Because if I don't do this, if I don't push you away and you get too comfortable, you're not gonna, like, fulfill this, or you're not going to succeed at the places you're supposed to be in. So I have to do this. I'm sorry, but I have to make it seem like I absolutely, like, have to put you in a sense where you just have to compete. You have to be in competition, right? Somebody did this, and that's the dark past. Somebody lives with the regret of mistreating you. Somebody is living with the regret of mistreating you. That's to control the direction of the wind as opposed to the wind itself. Every decision that was made on your behalf, when it comes to whoever this person is, was to point you in the right direction, was to lead you to step into your own power. I cannot have you rely on me to get into the best possible outcome for your life. I have to let you make this decision on your own. As much, right? This is like as much as I want to stay, as much as I want to be with you, as much as I want to build with you, I can't do that. As much as I want to just take your hand in the depths of this crazy ass storm, I gotta wait for you to make that next step in the right direction. And then, boom, I'll come find you, I'll find your coordinates, I'll pick you up, I'll put you in the room, that's it, right? Like, it's done, it's over. But until then, and you did, pile 6, you did it. You know what I mean? You said, well, freak this, I'm gonna take these steps, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, 1, 2, 3, right? And you started taking steps, and then you started, let me do a light jog. Then you started, let me run. And then you started sprinting. So now this person is just like, all right, now where's pile 6 coordinates? Let's pick her up, or let's pick them up, right? Or let's pick them up. Could be more than one. Let's close out your read. Wow. Pile 6. Those who bathe in water change clothes. Those who bathe in blood change history. What did I say, pile 6? What did I say? Those who can do and those who can't teach others to do it better. Whoever is coming up behind you that you're going to put onto this numbers game is what I'm huge. Whoever you're putting on, whoever, I feel like it's either your son or it's somebody else's child. Whoever you're about to put on game, pile 6, you're going to turn this person into a financier beast. Whew. Pile 6, that's your reading.